Three, four. فاينل امره غير وكرون امره غير يا عيني يا عيني يا عيني يا عيني
فعلا يقع من تشيكن دينر مزار بيحاول ياخذ الفرصه هنا على اللاعب ثور يا ولد يا مزار RUKH يغادر المباراه وايضا 4v1 بالنسبه لتيم ذا وورد اوف باتل.
Well, wassalamu alaikum, bienvenue, and hello and welcome to everybody. We are getting ready to move into day number 4, of course. Well, it is going to be our very last day number 4. As we know, finals only 3 days, right? So we are going to be quite curious to see what the teams are going to be bringing to the battlefield here today, seeing especially that it is going to be Erangel Day. So especially for the teams that are quite predominant and quite aggressive and quite dominating when it comes to Erangel, well, they're going to have a pretty good opportunity here today to show us exactly whether or not they are going to be looking to put in those pushes, trying to get themselves established within the leaderboards. And as we saw already, right, taking a bit of a look at that leaderboard, things are getting pretty close, pretty contentious, of course, especially for that fight for PMGC on the overall leaderboard. There's currently only 25 points separating first from second place, but also as we look a little bit further down the board, all the way down to that 16 slot, as we know, only the top 16 teams are going to be moving forward. Things are also looking pretty spicy down in that region. So, of course, the gap between 14th and essentially, well, 18th position, not that big of a separation coming through between them. So, curious to see exactly what these teams are going to be bringing in. But speaking about curiosity, we are going to be hopping into a quick interview with one of the players as well. So, let's enjoy. Alright, it does seem like we don't exactly have the audio going through here. But as we can see, Blanca having a bit of an interview there with Nagato coming through from +18. Would have been great if we were able to hear exactly what it is that they are going to be talking about. Of course, as we know, for the phase so far, +18, sitting with a very comfortable 93 points up. They've not yet been able to find themselves a winner chicken dinner in this league. At least not this phase just yet. So who knows, potentially we could see a little bit of that play come through. Now across the entire event, across the entire league stage, they've also only been able to find themselves that one winner chicken dinner so far. So the pressure is going to be on, right? They've had that winner chicken dinner come through on Miramar. But as we know, today is going to be Erangel Day. So there's going to be 3 Erangels. And looking at the slots coming through here for +18, they are in fact going to be able to play their way through all 3 of our Erangels. So they have a good opportunity to try and strengthen their points, their overall positioning, as they are currently holding on to 7th place with regards to Erangel. 129 points in total, 83 eliminations, and 46 total placement points. But they are yet to find themselves a winner chicken dinner come Erangel. So who knows, maybe today could be exactly that opportunity for them to accomplish that goal and get themselves right into position. As you know, there is, of course, also then a prize going through for the most winner chicken dinners. So far, it is being held by RUKH Esports, sitting on 11 total, which already speaks volumes as to what they have been looking to bring through. Now, the cut between 1st and 16th position over onto the overall rankings is 321 points. That is the current difference between 1st and 16th. But we are going to be looking at teams like Smash Team, like the Vampires, and potentially even Jack Digger to see if they can maybe make a bit of a play, make a bit of a push to get themselves up in towards that top 16 slot. As anything from 14th to, I would say, 18th position. Anything of that could still change quite a bit today. Now, +18, they find themselves situated just in 13th overall, with a 30-point lead ahead of Castle Black. So there's going to be quite a bit of pressure, quite a bit of contention coming through, looking to see whether or not they will be able to defend that slot, to defend that position all the way through. Now, from the performances that we've seen come from the +18 teams so far, they are definitely a little bit more adapted to performing on Erangel. So this is going to be that opportunity. Just looking at the overall Sanhok plays, they find themselves situated all the way towards 19th. And of course, over on towards Miramar, they are in 14th position. But Miramar has been the map, as I mentioned before, in which they've been able to secure themselves that winner chicken dinner. But Erangel overall, things have been working out quite well for them. So I can't see why PLUSEIGHTEEN can't look to double down on all the efforts here today, right? Looking to climb that leaderboard and just secure themselves a little bit further up, at least with regards to the phase. Because as we saw yesterday, they are currently locked into 6th place, 93 points, just trailing with 7 points behind the players coming in from GREEDYFORKILLS. So there's definitely going to be more than enough opportunity here today for PLUSEIGHTEEN looking to climb that board. But the big question is, will they be able to get the job done, right? Are they going to be able to get themselves all the way up into that top 5? Looking at the total amount of bonus points that they've got, they are sitting on 11. So any additional advances they could look to bring on through, that is going to bode quite well for them. As we know, moving into the finals, teams are going to be taking all those bonus points along with them, right? Trying to secure themselves well and already create a bit of a lead, create a bit of a gap. Looking to see if they can maybe, potentially, bring in a bit of that required dominance. But be sure to let me know your thoughts. Do you think it is going to be possible for PLUSEIGHTEEN today? Do you think they'll be able to pull it out of the bag? Do you think we are going to be seeing them inching their way up into the top 5 within this phase and potentially maybe making a play for, who knows, even the top 10? It is going to require quite a bit of focus, as they are trailing by about 70 points or so. So it's definitely not going to be the easiest push. At least in one day, not necessarily going to be seeing that rush come in. But if they are consistent today and consistent tomorrow, you definitely see them just looking to advance themselves up the leaderboard. I've got to say, Nagato is going to be looking quite relaxed, right? Even taking into consideration everything that is riding on today and tomorrow's performances. PLUSEIGHTEEN looking very, very chilled, very relaxed. And I think that is the kind of approach that you need to take moving through this event, right? You can't let the nerves get the better of you, because it's all down to playing that mental game, looking to see if you can not only beat your opponents out on the battlefield, but also got to beat them with a little bit of that that mental fortitude, right? The longer you are able to sustain that position, that angle, that play, the better you are going to bode come end of day. So I could try and play a little bit of translator here, but unfortunately I'm not that good at lip reading. And of course, my Arabic lip reading is also not that great. But there we have it, right? A quick little interview coming through with Nagato there as well. So we are going to be moving forward with the rest of our proceedings here, taking a bit of a look at the format again, looking at those points. And of course, we are going to be taking a look at that map rotation as well. Now, as I mentioned yesterday, today we are going to be moving into Erangel Day. So it is going to be match 1, 3, and 4. So, well, the teams that are sitting out of match 2 or match 5, they're not going to be too upset about whatever's going to be happening here today, right? They will be having the opportunity to play themselves those 3 Erangels. So looking at FALCONS, for instance, they've also been quite a dominating force when it comes to the map of Erangel. So I think especially for FALCONS, Greedy, Mo, and Wave, there is going to be quite a bit of play available here. So we want to see what they can bring on through. They talked a lot, yes. And unfortunately, well, all we know is that we are going to be taking a look at the format here. Of course, we are on our second last day of League. Absolutely exciting. So much work that these teams have been doing up to this point. But that also then means that the finals are just around the corner. The top 16 teams are going to be moving upwards and onwards. And once they hit the finals, it's going to be 3 days of 6 matches. Now, that is going to be quite a bit of a change up, quite a bit of a shift in gearing. As we know, throughout this league stage, they only play 4 matches. So making it up into the finals, they're going to have those 2 additional maps added on top of that. So it is going to require that extra additional bit of focus. But as we know, these teams have proven themselves quite capable. So we have full trust in their abilities to pull off that move. And of course, as we know, they are going to be utilizing our lovely point system. First place being worth 10 points. And then it slowly whittled its way down as we get to that 7th to 8th place, which is only going to be worth 1. But, as we know, at the end of the day tomorrow, we are going to be having a double dose of bonus points getting dealt out, as the teams will be awarded for their position within the phase, as well as their positioning within the league. So tomorrow there is going to be 40 bonus points maximum up for grabs. And as we know, Falcons White, they are already sitting on 40 points to their name, as they've been having a very successful run in Phase 1 and Phase 2. And just as I pressed the button, of course, well, we moved over into the prize pool, and this is what the teams are going to be playing for in league stage. Everybody gets the same amount. It is going to be $1,300, but it is in the finals where they have the opportunity to add even more to that. And of course, the most chicken dinners as well as the MVP is going to be awarded an additional $1,000 on top of that. And all of this forms part of the lovely $60,000 prize pool that we have available right here in PMPL Africa. So there's quite a bit on the table, as we know, right? Today, tomorrow, the teams are going to be trying to not only solidify themselves within the top 12 to make it over into the bonus match come tomorrow, but they're also going to be trying to play as best they can to ensure that they make it up into the top 16. As we know, today, tomorrow, the last 2 opportunities for these teams to secure as many points as they can and to see who is going to be those teams that are going to be joining us over into the finals. Of course, speaking about the teams, let's take a look at our groups yet again. So we got Group A starting over on the left-hand side, Group E over on towards the far right-hand. And as we know, the first match of the day, Group E, they are going to be sitting it out. So RUKH, XENON, Superpower, and the Vampires. Unfortunately, they are not going to be able to play all 3 of our Erangels here today. And of course, the same can be said for the participants coming through from Group C and Group B, as they are also going to be having to sit out on match 3 and 4. So the teams from A and Group E, they are going to be the happiest, because they are going to be pushing all the way through the D. Yeah, A and D, they are going to be the happiest groups, because they are going to be playing all 3 of our Erangels here. All they do is camp. Oh, yeah. What's up, Jahad? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so we're quite excited to see exactly what our teams are going to be bringing in here. And of course, well, this is our map rotation for the day. So 1, 3, and 4 is where we will be heading Erangel. For number 2, we're heading into Miramar, match number 5, the last one of the day. We are going to be stepping into a little bit of that lovely, lovely Sanhok action. And that's going to be it, right? As we know, we started off the proceedings yesterday with a little bit of Sanhok. Today, we are ending off the day with a little bit of that Sanhok action. You got it spot on. Yeah, we got Asbai coming in with a shout out there, a bit of love coming out to XENON. So it's good to see the support, good to see the love coming through for the players. But of course, now we got to check and see exactly what they're going to be bringing in. As we know, right, we're heading straight into the bread and butter day here. So excited for our teams. I mean, I was doing a little bit of math, a little bit of calculation. I know it sounds odd, you know, to hear that comes through from Macaster, but based on the performances that we've been seeing come through from Falcons, as well as the players then from the side of, I believe, who is the other team? Yeah, so we had Falcons, and I was taking a look at the players there from the World of Battle. I think there is going to be a great opportunity here today to see exactly what these teams could potentially be bringing in. Of course, the World of Battle, they're not going to be playing all 3 Erangels. Instead, they're just going to be playing 2 of them. But Falcons White, this is the opportunity here today to really lock in those Erangel players, right? They are our 3rd overall most aggressive team, the highest performing team when it comes to Erangel. So based on the amount of points that they've been able to garner over the previous 20 Erangels they've played, moving into today's proceedings, I think there is going to be a great opportunity for them to maybe get at least a minimum of 30 additional points added to their tally. So who knows, right? Maybe this could be exactly that opportunity. Speaking about opportunities, we know the PMGC points race is still ongoing. We got Blackhand now all the way up, or all the way rather down towards 5th place. Yesterday we saw them situated in 4th at the start of the day. But as we know, this is ever changing. As you can see, RUKH also holding on to that 8th position. But Falcons White, it is a continuous back and forth, right? That gap at times closing down to 70 points, then it creates a bit of an opening yet again, as we can see now sitting on 103. So there is that continual push back and forth, right? RUKH Esports trying their utmost to potentially catch up to Falcons. But looking at what we've been seeing today, and of course looking at that map rotation as well, right? with today being Erangel Day and Falcons having the opportunity to play all 3 of those Erangels, they do find themselves with a bit of an advantage here because RUKH Esports, they're also only going to be playing 2 of the Erangels. Even though they've been able to pack quite a bit of a punch, right? Coming through with our highest points so far, 267 points. I'm not quite sure if that is going to be sufficient for them to carry that over into the remaining matches. Because if we look at the average that they have, they could potentially be securing themselves about 27 points. Technically, it's 26.7 based on the average, right? Taking into account the amount of games that they are going to be playing here. But then again, if we look at the performance coming through from Falcons, essentially, they have the opportunity to play 3 Erangels, but their stats also come to a very similar figure. So it's going to be down to Falcons and RUKH here today to show us who's going to be the team looking to improve on those overall stats, right? Are they going to be able to lock in the 2 Erangels that they are going to be stepping onto to show us that they are here, they mean business, and that they are trying to close that gap, moving right in behind the players of Falcons? Because as we know, they don't only have the opportunity here in league stage, they also have that chance moving through into the finals. So the onus is going to be on them, trying to see if they can lock in enough bonus points to make that gap, that deficit between themselves and the side of Falcons far less, right? Because it's going to be so much easier moving into the finals and then looking to play a lot more aggressively in comparison to what we've been seeing potentially coming through from the league stage. So I'm really excited to see exactly what they're going to be having here for us today. And of course, also curious to hear what your thoughts are. So be sure to let us know on social media. You can hit us up right here on Facebook, YouTube, and of course, you can head over towards TikTok. You can also drop us a comment over on Instagram. Be sure to use the hashtag PMPL Africa along with your thoughts. And tell me, who do you think is going to be the team to take that PMGC slot in the direct invite? Is it going to be RUKH? Is it going to be the side of Falcons? I think we'll only know once we get to the very end of the finals, because there's still going to be several opportunities for RUKH Esports to try and catch up. And based on the kind of momentum that we've been seeing come through from them, I think there's a great opportunity, especially, as I've said, right, today being Erangel Day, I think it could be that. You see Damar joining us in the chat as well, saying Assalamu alaikum. So this is where I say Walaikum assalam, right? There we go. Yes, I believe that is the correct response. But yes, welcome to this chat, everyone. Welcome to the stream. If you're here supporting a particular team, be sure to let me know. Curious to see all the different supporters that we have across all the platforms. We have been seeing a little bit of love coming out there. We did see a comment for Nigma Galaxy over on Facebook. But so far, we've not yet really been seeing all that much. I mean, we did see Cindy giving us a shout out there for RUKH Esports, and the Mud also saying that RUKH Esports is coming to PMGC this year. So I like the support that we have, but we got to see all the shout outs going out to our team. Speaking of which, let's head straight on down to our very first match of the day. None other than Erangel, and we are going to be starting down in towards that southwestern side. But as you can see, yet again, similar to yesterday's match, it is going to be a slightly more southern flight path. So this is exactly the same as the last Erangel that we had yesterday back in match number 3. RUKH Pusher. There we go. Shoutouts coming in. Rami Default also getting a little bit of love. So you got any predictions as to what the outcome of this match is going to be, right? Instead of just telling me which team you think is going to be winning, tell me by how much. Will we see them going on an absolute rampage, just locking and knocking down everything that moves around them? Or do you think it's going to be a very close call instead? Curious to hear what your thoughts are, but let those comments keep on coming. And I hear apparently, right, we got to test this one out, but apparently the more support you show for the team, the better they perform out on the mat. So let's see if that works. So far, it seems like RUKH Esports are going to be receiving quite a bit of love here. So Falcons in hand, they are falling behind a little bit. But in the meanwhile, we do see that zone now centering up right alongside Potato Hill. I think we could be in for quite a great start. But again, it's all going to come down to how these teams are going to be working on their way through these zones. Clear has to work today if they want that MEA qualification, 100%. Today is all going to be down to consistency, looking to see if the teams can maintain that focus. Now, the teams that are still going to be looking to push in towards that top 16 is going to be Smash, Vampires, Jack Digger, and Mo. Ooh, but right off the bat, it's going to be Smash and Arab Golden getting into a little bit of an altercation over on towards the western side. Of course, also then it is Jack Digger and the players here from Wave. Not wasting a single moment. Hopping straight to it. RUKH coming through with a beautiful hit. Now it's all down to Melas. Very aggressive performance. A very interesting attempt coming on both ends. Melas trying to defend, but instead it is going to be RUKH coming through with a revolver. Bedrocks now, shotty in hand. Looking to clean it up. Jack now down to 1, but fortunately for them, Camper situated much, much further away over on towards the southwestern side of this current location. So there is still a bit of continuation coming through for the players of Jack Digger. So not all hope is lost, but we are going to be jumping straight over to Clear Vision and Special Esports. Alright, so according to Blind, Clear Vision are going to be taking top 5 with 14 eliminations to their name. So far, they already have 2. So you might be onto a little bit of something there. Let's see. First, they're going to have to work their way through Special. Need to clear up a bit of the contention here. But again, they have to be relatively quick about it, because we do have players from FALCONS also just hanging over on towards that eastern edge. Clear Vision looking quite confident as they are looking to find the surprise, find that play. Broly now just looking on as Wise does feel that heat starting to boil over. Vito, there we go. They are going to be focusing on one particular point at a time. And here we have it. Down goes Special. Clear Vision. Beautiful play coming through from them. Vito just ensuring that that multi works. Just clapping the shots in. And there we have it. 4 eliminations already to their name. So with that, a quick drop in the bucket. We are down to only 15 remaining teams. So Jack Digger are going to be playing the survival game, as they've got only 1 defender left. Arab Golden, very similar position. Very similar situation as well. Virtual Gaming Squad now making their way through the lovely Pachinki. Uncontested, and they are going to be able to sit in this position for a little while. So no rush to get themselves looted up. In the meanwhile, it's going to be RUKH Esports now starting to move up from that northern angle. As they just start to dip their toes, essentially onto the edge of zone. At least that's what's happening for Eugene. Busher could be looking to play a little bit of valet there. Looking for a quick pickup on towards Default and Rami. Meanwhile, the Falcons pretty secure position right here in towards Malta. Very widespread. But again, no one here to contest them, so they can afford to just go about their business as they wish. And of course, you can see they are coming through with 7.5 average eliminations, at least for this phase, over onto Erangel. Our Falcons, they've been packing quite a bit of heat. They have found themselves that one winner chicken dinner and 108 eliminations, but that is nothing quite in comparison to that which we've seen come through from RUKH Esports. 77k, sitting on a respectable 53 eliminations. But they are yet to find themselves one of those winner chicken dinners. Especially on the Erangel map. And well, with it being Erangel Day, it could be a little bit of hope, a glimmer somewhere on the horizon. As we know, yesterday, Greedy, they did play a very, very interesting performance. But most of those plays came through over onto the map of Miramar. In general, their Erangel plays It was okay. It was okay, right? We could definitely see a little bit of improvement. As we know, the last Erangel they played yesterday, match number 3, they were at least able to secure themselves those 8 eliminations, but they finished all the way down in 7th position. So let's see if they can maybe aim for a little bit of a stronger finish, at least with regards to placement. And they had a pretty tough run, especially in yesterday's plays. Yesterday being a very balanced day does make me a little bit concerned as to how they are going to be looking to push through today's proceedings. Yesterday, Blackhand only managing to find themselves 10 points in total, right? 7 eliminations and 3 placement points. But that is definitely not the kind of performance we were expecting to see come through from the side of Blackhand. +18 sitting right in the middle of the pack, ending yesterday on 21. 15 eliminations and 6 placement points. 77k, only 2 points ahead of that, finishing on 23. But let's see now what the zone shift is going to allow, as RUKH Esports have quite a bit of rotation to make all the way down. Quite a bit of ground to cover, but as we can see also, then it is going to be a relatively uncontested angle. So they could essentially move pretty close towards shelter, or at least to the edge of the zone. And no one is going to be there, at least not for the time being, looking to contest any of these angles just yet. Now, interesting thing that we've been seeing come through from the Falcons, at least in this season of PMPL, is last season they were really popping off on Miramar and Erangel. This season they've been putting a lot more focus on Sanhok and Miramar. But as we know, they do possess the capabilities to bring in a bit of a clutch when it comes to this match. So far, only 1 elimination, or 1 winner chicken dinner for them. But it's going to be the world of battle now, just trying to drive in a few plays here. The world of battle now trying to take fight on several different angles. Trying to halter any additional pushes coming through from the Falcons. But in the meanwhile, as we look over towards that southern edge, oh, it is going to be a pretty toasty play. Nagato now going to be cooking up an aid as they try and bring in a bit of assistance here for XENON. Oh, good placement. Very close to one shot. But Focus, Vito, they're going to be hanging in the wing. The +18 not exactly having as clear of a position as they would like. Hardy going to be moving in there from wave as well, as we do see them rotating up from that western front. So the Overwatch angle for +18 has been brought to its knees. Now they're going to make a little bit of magic happen here. They're going to have to step up the aggression. We're looking at the comparison between Clear Vision and that of +18. Clear Vision, they know how to handle themselves in a position like this over on Erangel. Ooh. Nice nade. Quick defense. Clear Vision already securing themselves 2 winner chicken dinners right here. So the heat is going to be on. Looking to see whether or not +18 can maybe step up. Find those angles, and with that, bring down the defense being held here by Clear. You see that zone now just going to be sticking towards that farm and Malta region. The Falcons are going to be feeling quite happy and comfortable with this. As we know, this plays quite into their favor. There's going to be quite a bit of congestion, especially over towards that western front. +18, Clear Vision, having a bit of a standoff. But slowly we do see Clear Vision starting to encircle the angles here being held by Plus. So it's just going to be a matter of time. Especially now with Vito making a bit of noise up towards the north. Something has to come through from this. Ooh, but Vito getting slightly distracted as a wave. They too start to rotate up. Alright, so it does seem like we found ourselves in a bit of a stalemate between Clear Vision and +18. Meanwhile, Wave not going to be backing out of an opportunity. 77k also now just looking to secure a bit of a foothold over on towards the western front. Clear though, yeah, making good decision. Getting out while the going is hot. As they start to move further down towards that southern side, potentially we could see them maybe finding a bit of an opportunity as they now move into the compound. Not a lot of teams held in that vicinity, so it will allow them to move in, clear out. Just make sure that they've got as many angles covered as they possibly can. Meanwhile, the World of Battle and Smash going to be duking it out on the edge of zone. The World of Battle having a bit of a gatekeep angle here, but it's going to be Hazem having a bit of a wobble wobble with the utility. Now looking to see if they can find the reach over on tonight. And meanwhile, we do say goodbye to Jack Digger. Oh, Mohammed flying high, sliding down the hill, but there we go. Oh, vehicles now getting flung all over the place. And the World of Battle starts to crash into trees, throwing supercars instead of buggies. Smash now down to a two-piece. See if Ilias can at least hold up the edge. Up comes the jump, the push, the surprise. Oh, down it is. Now it's up to Arif. I'm not quite sure if Arif is going to be able to find any safety, as they've now taken the opportunity to get the heck out of dodge. Pushing as far over towards that eastern side, almost rotating all the way over into shelters. You can see that is exactly where RUKH Esports are. In the meanwhile, we do say goodbye to +18, as they will not be continuing on in this match just yet. Meanwhile, the Zoro now just centering in on itself is going to be allowing for quite a bit of usage of the terrain here to come through. Mo Esports, in the meanwhile, are going to be inching their way just up towards that northern possession. Greedy, Hand, World of Battle, well within reach of each other. But the pressure is going to be quite heavily onto the side here of Azem. Oh, Plaza on the money with that hit. We also see Koa joining us for the action here today. So maybe Koa could be that extra ingredient, right? That special bit of spice that Black Hand need to pop off. Hand so good that they do find Plaza in the interim as well. Now Muhammad going to be circling back. This could be that opportunity for Black Hand to get the jump in on the World of Battle. Koa now getting right down to business, but instead they will get dropped to their knees. Storm now trying to ride the ridge, but Muhammad goes in for the confirmation. Mazzaro coming through with a quick elim. Now it is down to Arthur. And Krona pushing through from the north. Quite a bit of pressure on Black Hand, but also very high expectation, as they have to do quite a bit of work here today, looking to rectify yesterday. Trying to make up all those missed out points. But a very consistent angle here by the World of Battle, even though Arthur has been dropped. Now it turns to Krona. But I seem Krona is going to take the hint, looking to just sneak their way down the hillside. So got to watch out for Desha and Delharp as Greedy start to circle around. They've been hearing quite a few of the sprays. They've spotted a little bit of movement, but quick response as Krona finds the first. Desha now going to try and double down. Fortunately, that tree does provide a bit of safety for both players. But Krona still having to try and get themselves ahead of the blue zone, only just narrowly managing to pull off that play. Now it's going to be go time. Oh, Desha with the finisher, and that is the World of Battle getting ended right there. 7 eliminations up, though. Very impressive play coming through from them. We also do say goodbye to Wave, as they will walk back with 4 elims up. And now jumping at the chance to find a bit of a spray here onto Desha. As we jump back over towards the southern side, is going to be Virtual Gaming Squad and Castle Black. Now fighting for possession of center zone. 77k. A9Q has already been dropped. So Cacao and Thor looking to see what kind of safety net they can secure at this point. RUKH Esports also just lurking over on towards the edge. Falcons going for quite a wide spread there. Adopting a beautiful 2-1-1 approach. Let's see if the strategy will suffice, as the blue zone is going to be getting ready to pop anytime soon. Ooh, there we go. Great chance now for Castle Black. We've been seeing quite a bit of a strong effort coming through for Castle Black just yesterday. So let's see if we'll have any contingency coming through here. Mo Esports also getting their best performance yesterday, finishing up in 2nd place. All the way back on game number 4, right? Our first Miramar of the day. So I want to see a bit of that continuation coming through. I want to see Mo Esports replicating a lot of the efforts that they brought to the battlefield yesterday. Meanwhile, it's going to be Falcons. Still trying to clear up the eastern front. They got RUKH Esports as well as Smash. It's not exactly the easiest position to defend, but they are going to give it their all. Meanwhile, we do say goodbye to Desha as Greedy gets found. Great play coming through there from Mo. 2 eliminations already up. As you can see, Black Hand sitting on 7th. Things are already looking much, much better. There we go. Another team does fall. That is going to be Smash team out with 2 eliminations up. So things are starting to look very, very positive. Clear Vision also upping the ante. You can see Focus sitting with a very comfortable 5 eliminations to their name. Great step up going through here from Clear Vision. This is the kind of performance that we want to see even more of. Hand currently just 3 points away from evening out with their entire day's points coming through from yesterday. So already that speaks volumes as to the change up that they are experiencing right here. Ooh, Pedro with a quick little bit of a misfire there. Maybe a bit of a bot call that we could see coming through there, but they do have RUKH Esports. So they're going to have to be very, very careful what they wish for. Our Golden put all the way on that western front. It's going to be a very difficult rotation now moving further on forward. But it's all going to be reliant on what the zone is going to be bringing in. That's a Clear Vision. Seems like they've got well, a little bit of carnage on the mind. As they've now started to push up onto Virtual Gaming Squad. But as you can see, Virtual, they are just locked in with the defenses. Already getting 2 of the knocks in. Clear Vision backing quite a bit of a punch here today. Ooh, but Virtual also getting 2 knocks. Now it is 1v1. And everything is riding on the shoulders here of One Shot and G to see who's going to be one to clutch it out. The predicted victors here going to be either RUKH Esports or the side of Clear Vision. As One Shot just looks to alleviate a little bit of the pressure. Virtual Gaming Squad now finding themselves in quite a bit of predicament. Going from 3 players down to 2. Fortunately, they were able to bring that res up into Hulk. And now Poker is going to try and rain down with a little bit of utility. Pedro, in the meanwhile, does find Rami coming through from RUKH Esports. Eugene also going to be met with a bit of aggression. 77k look to get their share of the action. And with that, we do bid goodbye to them. Quick trade coming through here from Umg, trying to find the players. One shot that starts to push up. It is going to be jump shots flying on in. Love this aggression coming through from one, but is it going to be enough though? Will we see Clear Vision getting the clean sweep? Virtual Gaming Squad feeling that tension, feeling the pressure building up. Castle Black also feeling a lot of the heat. Now it's a 1v2. Oh, Umg, better watch out. Clear Vision, they have their eyes set on the prize. And now just one quick stretch. That could spell quite a bit of danger now for Umg. In the meanwhile, it is going to be Castle Black heading all the way in 8th position. Up comes the push. Come on, Umg. Are they going to be able to clutch it out? Oh, just missing out on that race coming through here. Focus having to abandon the play initially, but it is going to be Clear Vision already up to double digits. Mo Esports, Black Hand going at each other. Umg getting dropped down, and that is the end of the road. Virtual Gaming Squad out in 7th. And now as we are about to hit 6th place, this is where the placement points start to go up. Black Hand really loving what they've been doing here so far today. Mo Esports again trying to make it up into those later stages. But things are looking pretty contentious. The zone also getting ready to pop. Ooh, but Vortex getting bullied as RUKH Esports now look to return the favor. Elisio getting ended, and that is it. Mo Esports getting sent away as they'll have to settle for 6th place. At least finding themselves placement points and those 2 eliminations. Now, RUKH Esports going to be looking to push in from that eastern side. Falcons going to be looking to clear out the south. They just have to try and dispose of Focus. But as we've seen already, Clear Vision doubling down, sitting on a very comfortable 11 eliminations already. Got about 30 seconds, a little bit of change left on the clock before that blue zone is going to be forcing their hands yet again. Speaking about hands, it is going to be Black Hand moving through. Cyclo finding the reach up into Focus. Mazzaro coming through with the nades, the utilities. They're trying to pick up the elimination. But RUKH Esports now having quite a bit of a spread come through here. Eugene just going to come flying in, looking to bring in a bit of fortification, a bit of an assistance over on towards default. So that is going to be Plaza down. Mazzaro, now the last hopeful remaining here for hand. Already 7 elims just for Mazzaro. Wow, where was this Mazzaro yesterday? I mean, Black Hand essentially 1 point away. 1 point away from being on par with the entire day just yesterday, right? Making up in one match what they had in 4 matches. Good momentum coming through. Falcons now swooping in on yet another play. Ooh, that is going to be Mazzaro getting dropped, and it's the end of the road. Black Hand out with 9, but still managing to bank onto those placement points as well. It's now going to be RUKH and Falcons having a bit of a standoff, looking to see who's going to be the one to close up this last play. Good angle, good spray. There we have it. Very effortless performance here from the Falcons as they find the last one, and that is going to be it. The ticket getting punched, and Falcons swooping in for their winner chicken dinner. 23 total points up on the board. 13 eliminations. has been a very, very aggressive start to the day, but you gotta love it. 1805 is gonna be the amount of damage that Falcons brought with them through this match. Very, very exciting. But gotta love it though. As I said before, right, today is gonna be a great opportunity for a team like Falcons to show us what they can bring on through, right? They are gonna be playing all the Erangels available today, and based on what we've been seeing right out of the gate, that is going to be the chance, right? This is going to be the opportunity now for Falcons to not only try and catch up on that on the face leaderboard, but also make a run looking to see if they can create even more of a gap between themselves and RUKH Esports. But just love the way that these teams are just getting right down to the aggression, of course. Well, speaking of which, we are going to be hopping into a few highlights just to relive a little bit of the magic that we just saw in this very first match of the day. But so far, match number 4, or day number 4 rather, after a really great start. Let's enjoy the highlights. Well, there we go. Some pretty amazing highlights coming through in that match. But now, of course, we need to get down to the nitty-gritty, right? We need to see what who our MVPs are, what those graphs look like, what the point situation look like, and, of course, well, how any of that impacts our overall standings. As we know, the race is ongoing, right? The team's continuing to try and climb up the board as best they possibly can. And looking at the start that we've had here comes through from Falcons, Blackhand, Vision, and even RUKH Esports, I think it is safe to say that, well, you could even add the World of Battle to that mix as well, right? I think it's safe to say that, at least looking at the performance coming through from the top 5 teams, they are here, they mean business, right? And that all just based on what we had in the first match, and we've not yet even seen all our teams playing. So I think we are going to be having quite a bit of excitement here today. But of course, we need to see how all of this then translates, right? We got to see those graphs. We got to see the amount of damage that everyone was able to secure. Now, speaking of which, let's take a look at our MVPs. It is going to be Mazzaro with those 8 eliminations coming through with 1210. So 1,210 damage, 12 players worth of damage being caused right here to those eliminations coming through from a lovely, well-placed grenade. And of course, AXA is going to be locking in our greatest distance hit there. So very, very exciting stuff coming through here from them. But I think this is a good precedence getting set here by Blackhand. Right, Mazzaro essentially, as an individual, picking up more eliminations than what they had as an entire team for the totality of yesterday. Yesterday, they only secured 7 elims across the 4 matches. Today, in 1 match, they come through with, well, Mazzaro alone comes through with 8. And of course, as we take a look at the board here, we can see Blackhand securing themselves 10 total eliminations. So in 1 match, they just go over and above what they were able to bring in the previous day. Of course, Falcons also just setting the bar quite high, coming through with a lovely 23-pointer. Clear Vision finishing on 14. Then we got RUKH Esports coming through on 12. A very balanced play there. 6 eliminations, 6 placement points. But you got to see the play there from the World of Battle also. They were just capitalizing on the aggression, all of their points coming through from the eliminations. Arab Golden still sneaking in those placement points, pushing themselves all the way up onto 6. But it's going to be +18, Jack Digger, and Special Esports will unfortunately not be securing themselves any points for the first match. Fortunately, they will have ample opportunity to make it up in the preceding games. But as we know, +18, well, they are going to be taking a break in the next game alongside the rest of the players coming through from Group D. So, yeah, they will have to show us once they move back into our next Erangel all the way back in the match, all the way over rather, and towards match number 3. So quite curious to see exactly what that is going to be bringing to the battlefield. But in the meanwhile, we know match 2 is going to be the lovely, lovely Miramar. So let's take a look and see what these teams could potentially have for us. As we know, yesterday, or rather the day before, day 2 was our Miramar day, and we did see quite a bit of an aggressive push going through there. I'm curious to see whether or not RUKH are going to be looking to pop off again today. Who knows? But in the meanwhile, we are going to be taking a bit of a comparative look here between Blackhand and the World of Battle. As you know, Blackhand finished in 2nd place. The World of Battle only capitalizing on those eliminations. But Blackhand, they've been very, very active, securing themselves just a little bit over 400 more damage points, 405 to be exact. And that has resulted in them being able to secure themselves 10 eliminations. And of course, those 5 knocks as well. As we look at the side of the World of Battle, 1650 for a result of 7 eliminations. Definitely not a bad attempt, so it means like 650 of those hit markers slightly going elsewhere. But again, the consistency is there, right? The team's proving that they are very determined to establish themselves within these leaderboards. They are going to be doing anything and everything within their capability and, of course, well, within the rules, right? To ensure that they are going to be playing the best possible game they can. Speaking about best games, right? Clear Vision, they had a phenomenal run here, coming through with the 2nd highest elimination count in this very first match, securing themselves in a grand total of 11 pokers. Definitely going over and above. But look at the efficiency. Finding 6 eliminations out of only 677 damage. That speaks volumes as to the capability they're coming through from Pokers. But as we know, VanKid also very, very capable as well, alongside the rest of the team. So I want to see what is going to be in store for the rest of Clear Vision here today, whether or not they'll be able to build on the performance that they were able to secure just in this first match. Now, as we know, moving into match number 2, the opportunity is not going to be there, as they are going to be taking a bit of a break. They, of course, find themselves over in Group D, but Falcons, this is their day to show us a little bit of that dominance, to establish that lead well ahead of RUKH Esports. So I want to see that fight between Falcons and RUKH continue onwards. As we know, the gap slightly starting to close up, as both teams are bringing in everything they can, trying to establish a bit of a dominating position here, right? Currently, we do have about a 36-point difference on the overall leaderboard with regards to the position from Falcons and RUKH, right? That 1st and 2nd place. So there is ample opportunity for RUKH still to try and make it up. But Falcons, well, they're going to have more opportunities over on towards Erangel, which is odd, looking at the fact that RUKH Esports is actually the stronger one out of the 2 when it comes to Erangel. But unfortunately, as I said before, RUKH only going to be playing 2 of the Erangels as opposed to the 3 for the side of the Falcons. Of course, looking with regards to our phase points, again, there's only 10 points separating those 2 teams. So there is still quite a bit of pressure coming through between them. But of course, speaking about pressure, we are going to be jumping into our 2nd match very, very soon. And then we, of course, then going to be heading straight over in towards Miramar. So this is going to be great now to see exactly what the momentum, what the angle, what the approach is going to be coming through from RUKH. As we know, they are the team currently locked into 3rd place with regards to the overall standings. But they are trailing with 112 points behind RUKH Esports. So I don't necessarily see RUKH managing to close that gap between today and tomorrow. So they're just going to have to pack as much of a punch as they can with regards to those league positionings, because they are trailing by 14 points, still behind the players then from Falcons. So currently our overall 1-2-3 is exactly the same as our phase 1-2-3, right? So Falcons, RUKH, and RUKH. But within the phase, we can still see significant changes coming through here. And it's all going to be pretty reliant on what RUKH are going to be bringing into this first game. So I want to see what they can do. As we know, back on Miramar Day, well, they were bringing in quite a bit of a dominating play with 72 total points for the day. Speaking of which, let's hop straight to it, as we are going to be pushing in from that southwestern side. The lovely Via Del Mar down below. I think the Falcons are most likely either going to drop right here, or they're going to be pushing all the way up into Trailer Park. Let's see which spot they are going to be aiming for. It does seem like they are dropping straight down into Via Del Mar. RUKH also starting with a very early play, but they are maybe going to be aiming up in towards that lovely Monte Nuevo. So let's see how these teams look to get themselves spread. But we're also going to be waiting in anticipation to see exactly what that first initial zone will have for us. Is it going to be a comfortable start? Is it going to be an aggressive shift? If you recall, we had a few interesting plays, right? Going through in yesterday's Miramars. The zone being relatively well behaved, at least the initial one. This is the last one, of course, taking a very, very Western approach. So let's see if the teams are going to have to just wiggle their way through another challenging zone positioning. Or whether or not they are going to be having... Ooh, an interesting play. I mean, so this is not a bad play, though. Not a bad positioning coming through on the zone. Yes, it is. It's a little bit more over towards the western side, but it's not as aggressively west as we saw yesterday. And of course, it's also north, right? So XENON are going to be blessed with a beautiful center zone positioning. Teams that are currently sitting this one out, as we can see, there's +18, Clear Vision, Black Hand, and Arab Golden. So MEA Esports will have a little bit of a peace and tranquility up towards those northern edges. As we know, Black Hand normally like to drop relatively close to them as well. FALCONS, of course, with their usual position down towards the southern end. So they will have a very comfortable rotation moving forward. We could, of course, see them either heading through Monte Nuevo or instead heading even further west, sneaking beyond and pushing all the way up in towards that lovely El Pozo region. We don't necessarily see any held drops currently being held within this map. Smash and, of course, Special, both teams up in towards Los Leones. But both taking opposite ends. Right, we've got Smash up towards the north, Special all the way down to the south. So unless someone is committed to a little bit of chaos, we are not necessarily going to be seeing those two teams meet each other over in Los Leones. XENON now in their element. They know exactly how to play in and around this El Pozo region. So I'm curious to see what their anticipation is going to be of where the zone could be shifting next. As you can see, Marshall, I think, now aiming up to the hills, getting the scouting position secured. But now we patiently await a bit of a jump coming through from 77k. Are they going to give us all-out carnage? Or are they instead going to be taking a little bit more of a reserved approach? I mean, they have been able to secure themselves at least 2 winner chicken dinners here. But Virtual Gaming Squad, they are going to be the team to beat. At least between these two, I can see just exactly how these events are going to be panning out. And when it comes to Miramar Virtual Gaming, they've been able to get quite a plethora of those winner chicken dinners. They do sit with an 18% success rate. The highest success rate out of all our teams. The second runners up to that, of course, is going to be the players coming through from FALCONS, White, and RUKH. Holding on with their 4 winner chicken dinners. Cell Game Masterclass, 9 solo elims. Well, we did see 8 come through from Mozaro in the last match. So it does even itself out, right? I mean, Solke obviously not playing in this region. Moise, it's fine. As you know, we do start without you. So irrespective of whether or not you make it in time, we are going to be getting the action started. Speaking about getting the action started, that is also what we are going to be looking towards here between the World of Battle and the players here from Superpower. As the World of Battle now push in from the southern side. or rather push out from the southern side. Krona showing us exactly how to do a 21-point turn. As the UAZ is not necessarily intended to be parked in that vehicle. Sorry, that's not the UAZ. That's just a pickup truck. But in the meanwhile, over in towards Impala, Jack Digger going to have a nice little bit of peace and tranquility. But they're going to have to get their butts back into zone. They are nearly 2 kilometers away. So there's going to be quite a bit of trekking that needs to come through on their end. So hopefully we could see them rotate up to something like Picardo, maybe a bit of San Martin. But regardless of where they choose to go, they have to get there very, very quickly. Meanwhile, 77k going to be taking a slightly different approach. Now running out in the open field. Not quite sure what the play is here, but that is going to be one steep mountain to climb. Not quite sure if they're going to be able to make it all the way straight up there, but Fajita is instead going to be looking to just wrap around the edge. Special could have a bit of an opportunity there. Same could be said here for Ra'ad, as they do have eyes over on towards XENON. But knowing XENON, they might very well have eyes over onto Ra'ad as well. So far, we've lost only one player. It was World of Battle losing their forest. Superpower getting that first blood. Speaking about first blood, let's see who's going to be the team to follow up. As Zuxi. Ooh. Just trying to pop in the sprays over on towards Gary Boy, but fortunately for Gary Boy, they've just snuck around the apex of that hill. Now the World of Battle still going to be holding it nice and steady. Just slightly over towards that southeastern side, as we could see there. But Jack Digger at least covering that ground. Making the push, looking to see just how far in they can get situated. And of course now Falcons holding on to a lovely 10-point lead. No more is today's day 4. You should know by now, after many seasons of PMPL, that they are at least 5 days minimum. Speaking about 5 days minimum, it is going to be that zone taking a beautiful shift down to the southern edge. Ooh. So this could be quite a bit of a play coming through now for Special, even Virtual Gaming Squad. But we are going to be keeping a very, very close eye on Ra'ad and the Falcons as well. As each of these teams have been able to secure themselves 4 winner chicken dinners, and of course well over 100 eliminations. Very, very close to sitting on 150 elims in total. Falcons already with a bit of a winner chicken dinner under their belt. Are they going to be looking to replicate those efforts moving through this Miramar as well? As we know, they only have up until match 4 to bring everything they can. As you can hear a few shots now getting popped off over towards this eastern side. Virtual Gaming Squad. Ooh, there we go. Looking for a bit of an opportunity up in center zone. It's going to be Ra'ad now holding on to the ridge lines. Virtual up in the hard cover. So Ra'ad looking to see if they can maybe find a bit of an opportune angle to strike from. They are going to be dipping in and out of Monte Nuevo, but they got to be very cautious as to how they play this one, because we can see the players there from Falcons up on the hills. As we know, with a little bit of Overwatch, these shots can really pack a punch. They're now going to be opting for a bit of a 2-2 spread here. They're going to have to decide how this push is going to happen Are they going to try and full send it down on towards Virtual Gaming Squad? Or are they going to maybe try and bring in a bit of a flank play there? As we know, either which way, Virtual, they do seem to be ready for the push. Regardless of what happens there, of course, we can expect the Falcons to come in with a little bit of that third-party action as well. RUKH Esports, Castle Black, XENON up towards the northern edges. What's up, Akil? Yes, sir. Here we have it. Speaking of yes, sir, the Zorn is going to be taking us down to the south again. Hey, hey, hey. Well, as you can see already, 77k about to experience quite a bit of an interruption coming through there from Jack Digger. Greedy heading in the exact same direction. It does seem like RUKH Esports have been able to squeeze in between Marshall and the players there from Castle Black. They do make their run heading for the north of the zone. Alright, so all the sound effects out of the way. Let's see who's going to be finding the spray here. Sulji patiently waiting a bit of an opportunity, but I think the best play here for Castle would be to get themselves situated back into the safety of the zone. RUKH Esports are going to be looking over on towards the Vampires. Oh, as Kalua was flying up the hill. Normally we see people flying down the hill like we just had Marshall in the background. Bonsoir, ça va? Bienvenue. Right, Mo. This is I don't know. Mo, like I said, right, they always manage to find either Falcons, Hand, RUKH, or some pretty dang aggressive team on this map. In fact, that happens on almost every single map. So you gotta commend Mo. They always take the most challenging approach to get themselves situated up in towards the zone. I mean, as we saw yesterday on our first Miramar, it actually paid off quite well for them. But let's see whether or not they can pick up the pacing yet again. Based on the current spread, I don't necessarily know whether or not Mo are going to be able to pick up that second place finish for a second time in a row. But let's see. Let's see. It ain't over until it's over. But they are going to have to fight their way quite aggressively through the defenses here from the Falcons. And of course, well, they've got Teak just on the edge. And Psych just looking to disengage from this position as the blue zone is going to be pushing on forward. Meanwhile, it's going to be RUKH Esports and Castle Black with the side order of XENON. G trying to find a bit of reach. Oh, yeah, there we go. Rami, even though they are mobile, that does not prevent the sprays from landing. What a great opportunity now for XENON, maybe to find a bit of a third-party jump. As we do say goodbye to Mo. The inevitable has happened. It is going to be Smash now experiencing a little bit of difficulty. They've essentially been reduced down to, well, Black lost rather, and one more player, but we can't exactly see who that is. As they are essentially sharing that spot there with Castle. Meanwhile, it is going to be Wave. In a bit of a sweaty position here. Alpha Logi, Unab, and White Boy. Let's see if they can find the reach. Play the upset. Right now, I like this bit of a standoff that we've got cooking over here. But of course, Wave actually having an interesting angle to play off of. I mean, they can't exactly gatekeep special or superpower. Both teams are in a very similar situation, but it's going to be Hardy now met with a bit of utility. Quick response, seeing that starting to fly over to them. A nice bit of trade-off. Both teams looking to find that opportunity, looking to find that angle, but you still got to watch out for greedies. You can see them also just raining through with a slow, steady tap. Who's going to find the jump, though? Something's got to give. Well, as we know, the first thing that is going to give is going to be that blue. But we still have just over a minute to go to find out whether or not these teams will have to relocate, or can they maintain a bit of a position here. Beautiful reach for that Molly, almost finding Gaddafi on the back end of the building. Ooh, Unab finds the first. Oh, beautiful play though, onto Gaddafi as well. Now, it's going to be down to RUKH to see if they can hold steady as White Boy comes through with a push. This could spell quite a bit of trouble now, looking at Wave. But it's going to be RUKH now trying to put as much distance in between themselves as they possibly can. We do in the meanwhile say goodbye to Castle Black. Superpower now going to be putting on those capes as they get ready for a bit of push. Alpha getting hit with a third-party play, but look at that White Boy now starting to ride the staircase. There we have it. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Wave out in 14th. The third party's pretty ripe at this point. Still got to watch out for Krona. Got to watch out for RUKH hanging in the wing. But of course, also then the blaze coming through there from Smash and Greedy. The zone is going to be slightly pulling up to that northeastern side. It's going to require a bit of a repositioning coming through from Jack Digger, as well as the blaze there from 77k. Greedy. Not going to be too much of a problematic play, but Falcons also now going to be looking for a bit of an angle. As you can see, there's not a lot of compounds available moving forward in towards this next phase. So whoever's holding onto hard cover will have to try and keep it under lockdown. XENON also feeling a little bit of the heat. They do have Virtual and Raad now looking to descend down upon them. So let's see whether or not Senke, Marshall, and the rest of the crew. Well, Marshall is not even here anymore. Rather, it's Scary Boy, Lazy Boy, and Senke left to defend the honor here. As we've already lost Marshall. See RUKH Esports just off on the edge, but it does seem like RUKH are going to be turning their focus over onto Superpower and the world of battle. Senke trying to find that opportune approach to take. Again, as you can see, it is very exposed, at least with regards to where RUKH Esports are currently situated. But it's going to be Krona locking in the nade as they do find White Boy. Ooh, they get the finish with the UMP all the way from up above. Smash now going to be looking to jump at the opportunity. They have a bit of a gatekeep over on towards Greedy. Moise, it's not your first season here. Great angles here from NASA though. Superpower essentially down to Alpha Luigi. Ooh, NASA. You gotta watch it. Only 33 rounds. Be very sparing with those sprays. I don't think they can make any sprays at this current moment, as we do also then say goodbye to Amjid. Fares has been dropped as well. So Virtual down to Hulk and Mosta. Let's see whether or not Hulk can smash this one out. Ooh, nice defense there. Vampires rather coming through with a great assist. It does help to alleviate a little bit of the pressure now and giving Hulk the opportunity to line up the utility. Speaking about lineup, look at that again. Oh, jumping at the chance, but they too have to duck, dive, and dodge their way on through as the blue is going to be forcing them to move. Vampires now putting up quite a bit of defensive strat. Look at the reach here. Mozart just needing to find that one little angle. Oh, missing out on the chance. RUKH still in it to win it. Zuxi now finding that follow through. And this could be the turning point. This could be the point where we see Virtual Gaming experiencing quite a bit of difficulty as Zuxi is going to come breaching on through. Oh, the hits are there. Oh, the full send. A quick play coming through from again. Down to 12 teams we go. Not a lot of space to work with. We are within that 6th phase. We're about to see the blue zone move up. And of course, with that is going to be 7th phase to follow. Our special esports having a bit of an opportunity here. They have a slight advantage over on towards Jack Digger, but it doesn't seem like Jack Digger are going to be feeding all 2 phases. They will instead start to push on forward, looking to test out the capabilities. Smash and Greedy going at it yet again. Desha. Just on the outside. Very, very close. Bit of utility flying through. NASA finds the first. Will they find the last? Black Lost now holding on for dear life. Oh, the aggression is there though. Just need a quick cough and that is it. NASA secures the finish. Superpower and Smash. Both teams falling in very close succession. That's going to be Jack Digger. Still trying to aggress over onto Special Esports. It's going to be G-Brute trying to see if they can bring Weiss back into the fight as we do bid our farewells to RUKH. Well, that was very unexpected. G-Brute now feeling a little bit toasty here. Maybe like a bit of a marshmallow. Let's see if Jack can find that jump. Very, very contentious play coming through on several fronts. And that is going to be G-Brute picking up Melas. Jack, we're looking pretty confident. But can they float? Can they find G-Brute? G-Brute is not going to go down without a fight. Danzo now getting ready for a little bit of action. So far, very good defensive angles being held here by G-Brute. Oh, there we go. One down, a few more to go. Oh, gotta watch out for those jump shots. Who won the first match? Well, it was one of these teams. Right, that one over there. The team off in the distance there. The one with the green logo. That was the team that won the first match. Right, in the meanwhile, let's see who's gonna be in the running. Who's going to be the one to pick up that winner chicken dinner? Ooh, nice shift. Will the battle, good possession. The only good bit of hard cover left within the zone. Vampires also having a bit of an angle to play off of. But they won't be able to hold on for that position for very much longer. Falcons are going to be turning their attention over towards Jack Digger. You also see him a little bit hesitant, right? They don't want to venture out of that hard cover just yet, but they can again look to utilize the ridges to get themselves secured a little bit further onwards. And of course, well, the team with the green logos being our predicted victors here. The Falcons already up to 9 eliminations so far. Quite a bit of aggression being showed here by them. Now definitely going to be looking to replicate those efforts from the previous match. As we know, match 1 they finished on 13 eliminations. Now finding themselves only 4 eliminations shy of that. But will they be able to secure those plays? Will they be able to secure those points? Well, if it's up to the Vampires, the answer is going to be no. As Puncher King gets dropped on down and shipped back to the lobby. AXA also now very battered and bruised. You can hear the cacophony of shots going off in the background. Greedy not having a very good run here. Not a very happy run though. I mean, they were obviously aiming for a much, much stronger finish. Speaking of finishes, that is going to be the end of the Falcons. The Falcons getting taken out with 9 eliminations. So that does put them on a total of 22 eliminations between the first and the second match. Now, Vampires going to be looking to have their moment in the sun. You can see Danzo, oh, 1 hit away as Arthur seals it up. Down to the top 3. It is going to be the World of Battle, RUKH Esports, and the Vampires. So it doesn't seem like the Falcons are going to be able to get themselves that winner chicken dinner. At least not a back-to-back one. But there's still quite a bit of opportunity here now for RUKH Esports, as they do find themselves on very even ground, right? A 2v2v2. The World of Battle, they do have the advantage with regards to coverage. RUKH still having to move through, get themselves properly and decently secured within the zone. I am Eden giving full support here to RUKH Esports. World of Battle, they are going to be sitting on 6 eliminations, as we can see there. RUKH sitting on 7 and Vampires sitting on 8. Now this is exactly the kind of performance that we are going to be looking to see even more from. Coming from the Vampires. More of, not more from. More of from the Vampires. They've, of course, been able to secure themselves one winner chicken dinner. Is this going to be an opportunity for potential second to come on through? World of Battle sitting with 2 under their belt. RUKH Esports also sitting with 2. So it is a very even board here, right? 2 chickens, at least for RUKH in the World of Battle. So Vampires now having the opportunity to try and secure that second one up. The elimination tally is also sitting quite high up. Now it's going to be Pusher. Oh, Default. Very low on that HP bars. And with that is going to be the follow through as Muhammad does find Default. So that is now RUKH Esports down to none, as they will get stopped in their tracks. We're also now within that 9th stage, so it is going to be only blue zone closure from this point on. Vampires very, very close to securing themselves the victory. They do have that center zone position as well. But looking at the World of Battle, they are going to be looking for a little bit of divide and conquer here. Oh, Arthur down. This could be the opportunity. Vampires now just need to line up the hits and find themselves a little bit of Muhammad. But now that nade onto Malik does change up the approach, as we know Hazard also very proficient when it comes to the utilities here. Oh, they do secure the finish. Now it is a 1v1 and the final play is there. Ah, I gotta love it though. The World of Battle stepping up. Coming in clutch, fighting all the way through a 2v2v2, right down to the very, very end, securing themselves a lovely 10 eliminations. And that is exactly what we want to see, 1940 worth regards of the damage. So very, very strong effort being put in here by them. But as we know, this has been a very challenging play, as we do see quite a bit of eliminations being picked up rather by a majority of our teams being pucked up. Yes, they take the puck and then they... But either which way, as we know, these teams are going to be continuing on with the efforts. That, of course, being our first and only Miramar of the day. So after which, we still are going to be pushing into even more of those lovely Erangels. Seeing that this is, well, Erangel Day, right? We are going to be having back-to-back Erangels to come through. But first things first, right? We got to take a look at those highlights to just relive a few of the amazing moments. Now, speaking of which, let's head straight into the replays. Alright, well, there we go. Highlights done and dusted. So now it's going to be opportunity to see exactly what our teams are going to be bringing through, right? We've got to take a look at those leaderboards. We're going to see exactly where these teams ended up and how, of course, all of this is going to be impacting our rankings, right? What that phase leaderboard is going to be looking like as the teams continue to try and apply as much pressure as they can. But we are going to be making our way over onto a little bit of, well, the point systems, right? First up, taking a look, I believe, at our MVPs to get an idea as to what could be the situation. And of course, speaking about that, our MVT is going to be the Vampires with regards to damage, securing themselves a glorious 2024. So all the way from next year. Gotta love these plays though, as it is 9 eliminations coming through from that. The World of Battle securing themselves 10 out of 1940. As you can see, a very heavy hand being dealt here. I mean, even Special securing in excess of 1,000 damage. Only though finding themselves 3 eliminations. But that is kind of the approach, kind of the play when it comes to a lovely map like Miramar, right? As we know, a lot of opportunity to cause quite a bit of carnage, quite a bit of mayhem. So, yeah, no surprise to see those damage markers sitting exactly where they are. But yeah, very, very exciting stuff. Now, right, I think we could be taking a look at those points to see exactly where the teams were able to finish up with. And of course, we've got a few new people joining us on the broadcast. So welcome to everybody. Good to have you all here. Be sure to let me know who you are here to support, right? Who do you think is going to be stepping up today? Who's going to be the team to sit with the most points for the day? Speaking about most, right, let's take a look at our MVPs. It is going to be Muhammad coming through with the most eliminations. Malik secured with the most damage. Of course, Muhammad, 2 of those elims that they were able to get coming through from a great nade and was sent on out. Pusher pushing all the way through from all the way back 382 meters. That is quite a bit of a range, and this is where things get interesting. Looking at Reno, only covering 8.7 kilometers in this match. I mean, we've seen some of the distances hitting all the way up to like 12 kilometers, so it does show you that things were a lot more condensed moving through this match, right? The teams not having to rotate as far to get themselves secured into these phases and, of course, get themselves into the positions where they needed to be. If the greatest distance is 8.7 kilometers, you can, of course, figure out that the rest of the teams, right, covered far less ground in this last match. Speaking of ground, well, let's ground ourselves in the leaderboard. It is going to be 20 points going over, rather, to the side there of the World of Battle, the Vampires, picking up a lovely 15 pointers. RUKH Esports coming through on 12. And the FALCONS walking away also still with double digits up. But a lot of aggression coming through between our top 4 teams here. As you can see, man, it has been quite a bit of a show. Jack Digger, Greedy, coming through with very consistent play. But as we take a look onto the last page, it is going to be Castle Black, unfortunately, walking all the way back empty-handed. But at least there is a seat for them over at our donut shop. Now, that is at least a little bit of a consolation prize, right? Lovely, comfortable seat over at the donut shop, but it is what it is. Castle Black will, of course, have the opportunity to come back a little bit stronger, moving into that match 4 and 5, as they are going to be taking a break into the next one. So as we know, moving into our second Erangel of the day, we'll have yet another group taking a bit of rest. Of course, that is going to be the opportunity for Group D to come back and Group C to go take a bit of a break, right? So Group D is going to be Arab Golden, Black Hand, as well as Clear Vision and +18. And then, well, the teams that are going to be sitting out is going to consist of Castle Black, Smash, The World of Battle, as well as a Virtual Gaming Squad. Now, speaking about teams, let's take a look at a bit of a head-to-head here. RUKH Esports versus Falcons White. Now, both teams taking slightly different approaches. Of course, only 1 point with regards to the total for this game, right? 12 going over to the side of RUKH. But they were able to find themselves those 7 eliminations. Falcons White just doing what they do when it comes to, the aggression over on towards Miramar. As this has been one of those maps in which they look to bring in quite a bit of focus, right? But as we know, our dominating team with regards to the map of Erangel is, of course, then the side of RUKH Esports. So we're expecting quite a bit of a response to come through from them moving into this next game. But whether or not that is going to be the situation, well, it is yet to be seen. Speaking of which, though, we are going to be taking a quick comparative look here at the World of Battle as well. Now, as we know, they were just reigning supreme, coming through with quite a bit of a dominating performance here. Kronos securing themselves lovely luscious 728 damage. Man, so exciting. And we're only finding 3 eliminations out of that, right? So that means that Chrono was really softening them up and then open up the opportunity for Muhammad to come through and take those plays, secure those eliminations. Hazem, they might have been the water boy running around, ensuring that everyone has what it is that they need to push through that match. But as we can see also then up at the top left, top right, we are very, very close to getting into our next match. So if you've got any thoughts, any potential predictions as to who you think is going to be clutching it out moving into this next game, be sure to let me know in the chat. But you can also hit us up on social media, so be sure to you will share your thoughts over on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. You can share it over on Instagram as well, but be sure to include the hashtag PMPL Africa. That is what we are going to be looking at. So if you don't use that, I can't see it, right? So get those comments in, share your thoughts on who you think could be the team to take the league stage, right? Who do you think is going to be the one sitting at the very, very top for this phase or for the overall play? Either which way, it is almost that time now for us to see what our second Erangel of the day is going to be bringing to the field, as all the teams have now had the opportunity to get out there, to get rid of those nerves, to show us exactly what they are going to be bringing in. We've already seen that first winner chicken coming through from the side of Falcons, doing so with 13 eliminations up. As we know, they are going to be back on the battlefield yet again, but will this be that opportunity for Falcons now to continue and try and build up the momentum? Because as we said before, right, Falcons essentially coming into our very first match of the day, they found themselves all the way in about 3rd place overall with regards to Erangel performances, but now, based on just that first match, they've actually been able to surpass the players from the World of Battle. So I'm curious to see whether or not that consistency is going to continue on forward. Could we have Falcons dominating with all 3 Erangels here today? Of course, well, there's only going to be one way to find out. I do believe RUKH Esports are going to look to defend it quite heavily, seeing that they've already been able to secure themselves an insane amount of winner chicken dinners on Erangel, right? They are sitting on 7. So there is quite a bit of a precedent being set by them. I mean, they are also then sitting on 279 points, which is 101 points ahead of Falcons White when it comes to Erangel. So they are essentially the team to beat. So I want to see those two duke it out, because as we know, they are fighting for PMGC slot. They are fighting for the top of the leaderboard. And of course, well, it's all going to come down to what these teams do for the preceding matches left for today, but also what they are going to be bringing to the battlefield come tomorrow. Speaking of which, let's hop straight into the action, as we, yet again, start over on the western end. This time not down to the southwestern side, but a little bit further up north. But we are instead then heading down towards the south. So for the second time in a row, we do have a slightly more southern focus coming through with regards to this map. Let's see what that zone is going to be bringing in. Is it going to go to the east? Is it going to go to the north, the south, the west, or just hold in the center? But so far it seems like everything is going according to plan. All the teams now starting to break off, heading into their respective directions. The Black Hand presented with yet another opportunity. As we know in the previous match, they were able to secure themselves that third place finish, coming through with 10 eliminations. But what are they going to be looking to do in this match, right? Are they going to be looking to up the ante and maybe push for either second place or potentially a winner-winner chicken dinner? In the meanwhile, the zone is going to be following very similar to what we had over on towards Miramar. Also moving up in towards the northwestern side of zone. So really, we do have a slight bit of reduced playable area. There's a nice chunk of that zone, of course, is circled over the water. And we do have that body of water just cutting through between North and South George. Ooh, but we got Superpower and Clear Vision, rather special and Clear Vision. Getting ready for a bit of a showdown. Now, if you remember the first match, Clear Vision got the jump in on Special. So our Special now going to look to return the favor. So far, already having 2 of Clear Vision down. This could be exactly what they have cooking for us. Talk about a revenge comeback. This could be exactly that. Ooh, good nade. Very, very close. But are they going to find that follow-through play? The angle is there. Ramsey. Just ensuring that they've got their backs covered. We do see Mo Esports just towards that northern edge. The Special definitely going to have to put a bit of effort in if they want to take down Clear Vision. You're going to have to see that Team Strat now come out as One Shot and Focus are going to be looking to break away, maybe heading a little bit further down south. But they have to be quite diligent at this point. Right, if Clear goes a little bit too far to the eastern side, they are going to be opening themselves up to Falcons. So a straight south play could be the opportunity here. So very unfortunate that Special weren't looking to get all too aggressive. A bit of a savings play there coming through for Clear Vision now. Falcons all the way over in towards Malta. Not going to be all too phased as they are quite uncontested. But I'm curious to see if they are going to be putting any focus on towards that eastern bridge. Seeing that we do have the Vampires situated over in towards the Nova Repnoya. I don't think the Vampires are necessarily going to be looking to rotate over that eastern bridge. Instead, I think they could be rather focusing more towards the western front. Speaking of the Vampires, here they are, enjoying their time in the sun, putting on sufficient lotion. So far, gotta say, it does seem like the Vampires are looking a little bit more determined moving through this phase. We didn't quite see them play that first Erangel, so this is going to be the opportunity now to show us what they can bring through and how they are going to be looking to pace themselves for Erangel Day. Meanwhile, Elisio is going to get pressured there by Desha. Pedro, will they find the angle? A very, very narrow gap to try and play through. But Elisio, yeah, there we have it. The end is in sight, at least for Elisio. So not quite sure what the play was coming through from Elisio on that one, as we do have the rest of Mo a little bit further away. But regardless of that, here we have it now, Greedy. Ooh, alright. Doxson going to be pulling a few maneuvers. Any teams from South Africa? No, Victor, unfortunately not. The closest we have to South Africa is MEA Esports, all the way from Mauritius. Ooh! Nice bit of a crash coming through here from Desha. As Vortex will get traded on down. It's now up to Ainsley and Pedro to show us what they can bring on through. Oh, there we go. There we go. Nice play. One down. 3 more to go. Pedro. Yeah, you're going to have to mend that HP bar though. But they don't have any meds, so not quite sure if Pedro is going to be able to get that patch quite just yet. So Greedy, they've already tasted a little bit of blood. Now going to be looking for even more action. You got Ainsley just up ahead. Patiently waiting. A bit of a push, a bit of a play, a bit of an angle. Ooh, NASA. Here we have them. Ainsley hiding nearly in plain sight. Oh, there we go. There we go. The angle paying off. They do find Delha, but you're still going to watch out for Toxin. Pedro getting lit on fire, but that is not going to hold him back. They're going to have to try and get that jump over into Toxin as Toxin does patch themselves up fully. Beautiful off-angle play. Now it's down to Ainsley. But it's going to be a 2-on-1, and there we have it. You just need one DBS hit coming through from Toxin to close it up. Mo at least still finishing with those 2 points on board. Greedy now going to be smiling as they've got 4 up. And, well, they've got full possession of RUKH. If we look over on towards Everest, it is going to be Wave looking to play King of the Hill. They might get contested, especially once Blackhand and FALCONS start to move up. I mean, Jack Digger also now just creeping up over towards that Gatka region. So there could be still quite a bit of a surprise to be popped off here as the zone is getting ready to move. Ooh, there we have it. It's going to be centering up onto the ruins. And this is going to be quite a bit of a challenge. So RUKH, they're going to be smiling. They are most likely going to be moving up into position like Cube as we have it open towards that northern side of the waterway. I don't see any major need for Greedy to rotate any further from where they are currently held up in towards RUKH. Maybe a little bit of an advancement over in towards Watertown could be the play, but we'll see exactly what these teams will have in mind for us. As +18 now look to set up a bit of a bridge camp. Up comes Blackhand, rotating up. Oh, there we have it. Nice, one down. Oh, get it, get it, get it. E-flex with the reflex. Hand biting off a little bit more than they can chew. And now it's going to be down to Plaza. It's a beautiful bridge camp there. That is exactly the kind of play that we want to see from +18. Very unfortunate, of course, now for Blackhand. I don't think they were anticipating anything like that. Ooh, but Plaza finding some air. There we go, but you gotta get that HP well patched. Now, it's gonna be Superpower and XENON up towards the northern side here. Alpha Luigi now just trying to scout out the situation, looking for a bit of an angle. Trying to figure out if there is, in fact, anyone held over into that container yard. As we can obviously see, well, the answer is yes. It is going to be XENON patiently waiting. XENON now taking a bit of a spread here, right? Opting for that 2-2 play. You got Marshall and Lazy Boy over on towards this western front. And Senke and Carry Boy a little bit further over towards that eastern side, close to center zone. . Yep, so from here, the top 16 teams move over into the finals. Then from the finals, the top 6 teams move over into MEA Championship. From MEA Championship, the top 4 teams move over into the PMGC group stage. Unless, of course, the team that wins is the team that already has a direct invite, and then it could go to the team in 5th place. Right, so the zone is going to be centering up onto Everest, still that eastern side of it, so there's still quite a bit of an operation, a bit of an opportunity here for Wave to try and play off of. But it does seem like XENON, they are going to be taking the plunge, looking to get themselves secured up into the hard cover there. A little bit of a compound to try and defend. RUKH Esports, of course, going straight up into Cube as I predicted. Man, I like it when I'm right. Doesn't happen often, eh? But I do like it. I do like it when I hit the nail on the head. Yep, so the teams are playing for their overall points. So this phase, the total points from this phase gets added to the points from phase 1 and 2. And out of the totality of the entire league, right, all 3 phases collectively, the top 16 teams there are going to be moving through into the finals. So the leaderboard that you see at the top of the screen, that is for the phase, not for the overalls. But to give you a bit of an idea on the overall standings, we do find FALCONS currently sitting with 564 points up in pole position, and the Vampires on 214 points in 16th place. So there's a full 350 point gap between 1st and 16th position. The 77k and +18. Just currently 11 points separating these 2 teams with regards to the overall standings. So this is going to be an important fight for either of them to try and secure themselves a few additional bonus points. As you know, tomorrow a double dose of bonus points are going to get dealt out. And those bonus points are going to translate straight over into the finals itself. Now, Nagato getting spotted out in the open. Beautiful reaction coming through here. But we will say goodbye to at least one of 77k. As Thor is also going to be slowly bleeding out on the edge. A9Q and Cacao are going to be the final 2 remaining hopefuls left to defend the honor. FALCONS now moving up onto that eastern side of Everest. Wave still holding on to the pinnacle here. That apex, that high position. We still maybe look to leverage their own position down onto the FALCONS, but more importantly, they're going to have to try and worry about +18 sneaking up behind them. But now this is FALCONS in prime positioning, right? Wave, Plus, and everyone else over on towards the southern and southwestern side are going to have to push on forward, as the FALCONS now are going to be making a main big dash, trying to get themselves secured up in towards those few compounds, as we can see right there. Oh, Arab Golden moving up, 77 moving up, Vampires moving up, Lazy Boy moving out. Special Esports are going to be quite adamant on defending that position towards the bridge. Raad still lurking in the wing. So Ab Golden trying to make a few advances here. Now having to share the position here with the likes of the FALCONS. So not necessarily what they were planning on, but it is the hand that they've been dealt. Oh, we can see 77k experiencing a little bit of difficulty up in centers. They've now find themselves pinched between Special and the side here of RUKH. So again, not the easiest spot to play from, as they are down to Cacao. In the meanwhile, +18 also feeling a little bit of that pressure as they are trying to advance. But it is going to be the superpower team moving in behind them. That, of course, just happening over on towards the west over there. Off in the distance just beyond XENON. Down south, it is going to be Jack Digger, the Vampires, and Wave. A lot of movement coming through on either ends. Falcons now going to be turning their focus onto Arab Golden, and rightly so, as they will have to sort out the contention here. Look to alleviate a little bit of potential pressure. Now it's down to Mason. Falcons looking very, very confident right here. Mason, well, they know what is about to happen, and now they're going to try and make this last as long as they can, but unfortunately, Puncher says no, as Arab will get sent out in 15th position. Jack Digger also going to be looking for a bit of a position to contest for now. Superpower and the Wave, as well as the Vampires. Oh, locking heads as they fight for possession of Everest. But it's going to be a very, very tough position to defend. Unab now locking those sprays. Malek letting a quick one loose. Superpower still having a slight bit of an advantage here, but are they going to be able to utilize the reach they've got? Ninja doing exactly what their name implies. They are going to come sneaking on through. They do find a white boy, and that is Superpower. Down and down as they get taken on out. 14th place through eliminations. Wave also not looking all too great here, as they only have Gaddafi to rely on. But Gaddafi going to have to watch their back. Especially with the position currently held there by XENON. Could cause quite a bit of a situation here for them. And of course, Vampires just trying to reach over the ridge. Last 18 in the meanwhile will have to settle for 13th position. Jack Digger initially looking quite adamant on getting themselves situated over on towards this eastern side of zone. But now it doesn't seem like things are exactly going according to plan. Meanwhile, Wave also get found as XENON pushed through. Taking a bit of a 2-1 split, leaving Senke behind in the compound. Falcons now also going to try and clear out this eastern side. As you can see, Plaza taking a bit of a swim. We get Greedy following in behind them. But will we see Teak now just finding those plays? Ooh, Plaza poking their head out. Toxin already catching wind of that. Oh, come on. Oh, nice, nice. Teak is down. Greedy now trying to find a bit of a foothold. Still going to watch out for AXA, but NASA could have the reach. The nade is there. It's on the money. Puncher King and Syke still going to be holding on. As you can see, Syke quite a bit of distance away. So not necessarily able to provide the necessary assistance, but it is going to be an opportunity for Plaza to sneak in a quick cheeky trade. Doxa now having to dance around the block. The side comes through looking to pick their teammates back up. Plaza becoming one with the water. But unfortunately, they're not going to be able to survive that for much longer, as they will have to settle for 10th place and no points for this match. Falcons trying quite relentlessly to get themselves back into contention here. They do get the res secured, but it's going to be Jack Digger and Greedy are looking to apply all the pressure they can muster. You can see Syke hanging patiently just on the front end. They can hear the footsteps all around and a quick nade on the outside. Ooh, just moves the vehicle a little bit further away. Now it is a 5v3. Oh, Psych is down. RUKH Esports out in 9th. Up comes the push. Perks now. Finding the follow-through. It's going to be up to Axel on the outside. Just dodging around all over the place. It's going to be Buncher looking to bring in a bit of a helping hand. But Melas is evading the sprays, at least for the time being. It's now solely relying on Buncher to see if they can follow through. Greedy also waiting patiently for their contribution. As you see the hit now connecting up on towards NASA. Toxin getting ready for a bit of a push. You can see those nades getting cooked up. It's Perks on the front line. So it's a 1v1v1 so far. Things are looking within reason. He's semi-okay. Ooh, ooh! Perks super low on health. Puncher could still clutch this one out at least. Now trying to do a little bit of cleanup. But they're going to have to get that bunch in. As Axa has been finished. So there's an opportunity. Greedy now. Oh, does find the end of Jack Digger. Oh, and there we go. Carry Boy seals the fate for the Falcons. Some very close succession. We've lost quite a few teams already. But down to the final 6 we go. Falcons walking away with 8 eliminations up. The only team currently holding on to Zone is going to be XENON, with Carry Boy being the only player within this next zone. Raad in a very challenging spot. Fivo out in the drink. Nowhere really to rotate up towards. Oh, not a lot of coverage to try and utilize. Instead, taking a quick pit stop in the vehicle, but that is all that one shot needs to end it for Raad. Kakao now also going to be trying to take that aquatic approach. But the standoff is there. The opportunity is ready for the taking. Greedy sitting on 6 eliminations. XENON sitting on 6. Special and Clear Vision sitting on 4 apiece. And 77k. Unfortunately, not finding any eliminations just yet. They're going to have to step it up at some point. Ooh. I'm not quite sure if Kakao is going to be able to pull it off. Maybe that nade could provide a bit of an opening. It does come quite close. Just falling a little bit short here of one shot. But that is all Kakao needs. The blue zone is going to be applying a little bit of pressure here as well. So far, things could be looking quite promising. But Kakao is going to be running out of options. If only they knew how locked on target that aim was. Oh, but a quick strafe coming through, and that is going to be one shot, ending it right there. So 77, going to have to settle for only placement points. Down to the final 4 we go. It's going to be a 2v1. But a one shot not going to go down without a fight. As you can see, they've essentially been carrying the team. All the eliminations being acquired here by one shot. Now it's going to be Special Esports looking to just fend off the advances coming through from XENON. Carry Boy, Senke. Gonna look for a bit of reach, but Carry Boy not having any assistance. Not that they need any assistance, as they do find the nade onto Broly. So one down, one more to go. Right, so that is Broly getting finished as a one shot. Comes through with a quick pickup. G-Brute now. Still going to be keeping a very close eye, but they've been spotted out as well. You got to commend one shot for what they're doing right here. They are absolutely relentless. Now taking aim at Toxin. Ooh. Almost getting the play. But a one shot now going to be a little bit more sparing with the ammo. As the blue zone is going to force their hand. They only have 20 rounds left after this mag. Looking at Toxin, they still have 315 left to use. Oh, wow. Clear vision, though. Out they go. 4th place. It is. Now it's going to be between Special, XENON, and Greedy to fight for that winner chicken dinner. The Special sitting on 4 eliminations. XENON sitting on 6. And Greedy sitting on 7. Oh, there we go. Alright, so Special is done. It is now the final showdown. A 2v2 to have that winner chicken dinner decided. Who's going to be the team to walk away for those 10 placement points coming through from the chicken? Is it going to be Greedy? Is it going to be XENON? Ooh. Interesting thing that we've been seeing come through from XENON, right? If you look at the previous season and you look at this season, out of all the Erangels they've played, they've only found themselves one winner chicken dinner. So that is with nearly 60 Erangels. So out of 60 Erangels, they've only found one winner chicken dinner. And that happened in this season. But let's see whether or not they will have an opportunity to maybe try and secure their second one. Oh, good nade, but Carry Boy gets active, finds NASA, and the DBS comes in clutch as Toxin disposes of XENON, and with that secures themselves the winner chicken dinner. So yet again, XENON will get so close to a potential victory, but unfortunately they will get denied access to it, as they will instead have to settle for what they've been dealt so far. But a very strong attempt coming through from them regardless. But great play here from Greedy. 10 eliminations and 1380 with regards to damage. So very healthy play coming through there for the side of, well, GREEDYFORKILLS. Staying very true to their name. So you gotta love what these teams are doing, what they bring out to the battlefield. And so far, our second Erangel for the day turning out to be quite an exciting one, as the zone has proven to be quite challenging, moving even closer towards Everest, and of course, as we know, just on towards that northern side of the ruins. But that's what we love to see, right? The teams really having to work their butts off to secure themselves those points, to get themselves into the position where they need to be. And of course, well, still going to be chasing those points. Speaking of which, let's head into the highlights. Well, there we go. Some very exciting highlights coming through as the teams continue to try their utmost to just climb those rankings, to climb those leaderboards and see exactly where they can find themselves placed after day number 4. As we know, after today, there's only going to be 4 matches left for each of these teams, with the addition of that bonus match coming through. So potential 5th match for, well, 12 of our 20 teams here. But at least for today, it is going to boil down to what the teams are going to be bringing into these remaining few matches. As we know, we're going to have one more Erangel left to go, and then of course that last little bit of Sanhok action to show us what these teams can back on in. But of course, speaking about backing, it is going to be one shot. Well, backing 6 shots, as we can see them going through with the most eliminations. Puncher is going to be finding the most damage, sitting on a very comfortable 706 damage. AXA securing themselves those 2 beautiful nades as well. Perks with a beautiful range hit, 381 meters. Again, a very, very impressive bit of work. But as you can see, right, the team's doing a lot more rotating this time around, with RUKH coming through with nearly 12 kilometers of ground having been covered rather in this last match. So you're gonna love what these teams are doing and how they are being so active, so proactive, trying to get themselves situated up in towards these zones. As we know, for the players there from RUKH, well, they did have to settle for something slightly different, right? Finding themselves with 8 points after this match for 6 overall. And then it's going to be Greedy coming through with those 20 points. Now, one thing that we've been seeing quite a bit of is that the teams, I guess, like to get the chicken with 10 eliminations. Right, we see Greedy now with 10. We did see the players from the World of Battle in the previous match with exactly the same result. We did see back in the first match, Falcons locking in, well, the same too. So, well, sorry, the Falcons got 23, but we've had quite a few of these 20-point chickens being dealt out, especially looking all the way back on towards Miramar Day, right? We had 3 of our 5 matches turning out exactly like this. Now, Blackhand, Arab Golden, unfortunately, going to have to look on, as they will not have themselves any points for this game. But it is unfortunate, and it is what it is at the end of the day. Of course, well, they still have their remaining matches here to try and make up for that. So as we know, the players coming through from the side of Blackhand, they still are going to be playing all the way to the end of the day, right? So they still have 2 matches to try and close up any potential gaps that they might feel is lying within their performances of the day. So they're going to have another Erangel, and of course, then the addition of Sanhok to come through. The same can be said for Arab Golden, as both these teams are in Group D, so they are going to be pushing all the way through to the last match. But I'm wanting to see exactly what the response will be coming through from a team like World of Battle, potentially RUKH Esports, as both those teams have only been able to secure themselves 27 points for the day. And now, of course, speaking about teams, right, Falcons are sitting on 43 points so far, and they did find themselves 8 eliminations coming through in this last match. Comparing that to what we've seen come through from RUKH, of course, the 6 eliminations, but Falcons just packing so much heat, 2095. I mean, that is more than double that of which RUKH were able to bring through in this last game. So Falcons White definitely going to be trying to claw their way up to the very, very tippity top, at least for this phase as well. And now, looking at the performance from the side of RUKH, we can see them now finding those 6 eliminations. Now, as we know, we've only been taking a look at a few games so far, right? So, not a lot to compare against so far for just yet, as we are yet to head into that match number 4 to get a bit of a better idea. But RUKH are still going to be trying to chase for the top of this phase, as they are trailing with only 21 points behind Falcons, currently held up into 3rd position. So there's still quite a bit of heat that can come through here. I mean, RUKH Esports also only 15 points away from Falcons White. So any of those positions can change up quite drastically. And more specifically, looking at what GREEDYFORKILLS are bringing in, I do think that they also stand quite a bit of a chance to maybe bring in a bit of an upset here. Maybe looking to see if they can get the jump over onto the Falcons team. So it is going to be still a very, very tough and contentious play all the way through to match number 5. As we know, these teams, they are very focused in on day number 4, right? They know what is up, what is at stake. They know that tomorrow is going to be the big day, and the more opportunity they can already create for themselves in day 4, the less they have to stress about the situation moving into tomorrow's matches. So let's see what that approach and what that approach is going to be here for the rest of the day. Falcons White, as I mentioned, already sitting on 43 points, 30 eliminations, and 13 placement points. I mean, Falcons, I don't know, they are just on something else. Of course, looking at what they've done in the phase so far, they also have 103 eliminations, which is 20 more than what we see come through from the players of RUKH Esports, of course, then secured in 2nd place. But as we've been talking about it, it is going to be heading time for us, rather, to head right back into Erangel number 3. The last one right here on day number 4, to see what our teams will have to bring on through. This time around, we are going to be starting over onto the eastern side, just alongside Multa Power, heading all the way across Quarry over towards that western side So now we wait in anticipation to see what the zone is going to reveal. It is going to be again there from the side of RUKH with the most eliminations, sitting on 41. So a very good performance so far for this phase. But will that result in success coming through? Will we see RUKH maybe find a little bit of that magic that we had all the way back in day number 2? Of course, with regards to Erangel, they've only found themselves one winner chicken dinner so far. So there's a lot of opportunity for RUKH here. Alright, now we wait in anticipation for that zone to be revealed. Where's it going to take us? Where's it going to go? Oh, up to the north. Alright, alright, a slight little bit of a shift. And speaking about shifts, you can see players there from the Vampires and Mo Esports already getting into a little bit of action. So the first player to fall has come from the side of Mo. Malik getting themselves that first blood. Elisio now just up above Hazard. Gotta watch out as the Vampires are prepping for a bit of a push. Oh, unfortunate angle though. Yeah, Ninja just securing good play. Now it's going to be Vortex and Pedro having to defend. But a very efficient approach coming through here from the Vampires as they step up and they take down the entirety of Mo. Out they go, not a single point to show. Wow, that was a lot of rhyming. Either which way, Vampires are going to be sitting with a very comfortable 4 eliminations up, and they did not lose a single player. But will they be able to maintain this consistency? As we know, the Vampires secured themselves a 2nd place finish, but that was over on Miramar. And in the previous match, they finished in 11th place with 4 eliminations up. So essentially, they are pretty much on par with their previous play. But are they now going to be able to improve those positional points? Alright, Greedy having a little bit of company rolling on in as well. As you can see, Virtual Gaming Squad just over on towards their west. We got the World of Battle over towards their east and north. Most are now trying to see who's going to pop out as they come through with their car horn. Trying to, I don't know, maybe find someone somewhere. With regards to the phase or with regards to what, Moise? Most consistent team. Consistent in which regard? Because you're talking about today, I have to say the most consistent team, at least for the day, has been, I think, Clear Vision. Overall, you're asking me tough questions. You're asking me tough questions. Well. I'd still say Clear Vision is going to be in contention for one of the more consistent teams that we've been seeing so far. I mean, you can't really say anything about FALCONS or RUKH Esports because they are sitting on double-digit chicken dinners. Right, so there's nothing, I mean, so whatever you say about them, that's pretty obvious. You got to commend players from FALCONS and RUKH Esports for locking in such an immense play. But I got to say, I think Clear Vision and RUKH, they've definitely been stepping it up. I mean, we've also seen XENON trying very, very hard to secure a good play. The World of Battle also doing some pretty amazing things. But yeah, that's essentially my view at this point. I mean, I'm not going to single out any particular team because in my opinion, they all are very deserving of what they've been bringing through here. Yeah, you can joke about Mo. Just wait. Just wait. You'll see Mo, they're gonna step up at some point. And then they're gonna surprise the heck out of you. And I cannot wait for that day because man, I am waiting on the edge of my seat to see that come through. Alright, so speaking about teams though, we do see Castle Black making their break for Zone. Trying to get ahead of the Falcons. So they could have pretty decent access to several good positions moving through the southern edge of Zone. I mean, everything is clear all the way up to Yasnaya. So I'm curious to see exactly what the players from Castle Black are going to be looking to, or where rather they're going to be looking to get themselves situated. Falcons also not going to start to get themselves mobilized as they are keeping a bit of an eye on that zone. They still have a minute and a bit of change left to go. But the entire southern half of the zone is essentially open for the taking. Aside from Pachinki, which of course is occupied by Virtual Gaming Squad. Yes, this is the last match of the day for Falcons, Greedy, Mo, and Wave. So we already know where Mo is going to be ending up, at least for the day. But we are yet to see what the approach is going to be for Falcons. So far, they've been bringing quite a bit of a dominating play here, as I've already mentioned, 42 points. Smash team going to come pushing through from that lovely Sanhok military island. But they got to be careful. Because if they head straight on up, as we can see on that map, right, they are going to be bumping heads with the Falcons. Same can be said there for +18 and Virtual Gaming Squad. But +18, they are instead going to be wrapping around Pachinki because they know, right? They don't have a very clear indication of what exactly is going to be happening. But if RUKH Esports were playing this match, they would have been smiling all the way. Right, they're probably kicking their seats right now. Saying, this is our zone. Right up in Savoni. A kind of zone shift that we've been waiting for so long. But in the meanwhile, we'll have to look onto the rest of the teams to see what they're going to be bringing to the battlefield. Clear Vision, Castle Black getting ready for a little bit of something. Meanwhile, up in the center of zone, we do have XENON getting ready for quite a bit of a charge. We got RUKH, we got Wave, we got App Golden, we've got Greedy. All now looking to converge down on one single point. We even have the Vampire swooping in from that eastern side. So things are going to get pretty dang sweaty right here as the world of battle now experiences it firsthand. Hazem getting found and traded, and off they go. Essentially the entire lobby now going to be looking to converge down into Savoni. RUKH coming through on that western side. Wave now looking to accompany them there. They've got Superpower also pulling through. Vampires now making their entry. Oh, but a quick response coming through from the world of battle as they do find Senke. Dealing quite a blow into the side there of XENON. Carry boy has also been dropped. So let's see if the world of battle are going to be looking to avenge their teammate. As they have the opportunity here. They are going to be taking a lot more cautiously. Ooh, will it reach? Will it reach? Is it going to make it through? Oh, falls a little bit short, but had that made it into the window, that would have been such a big brain nade. They're now not going to be risking the opportunity here. Instead, they are going to be playing a little bit more cautiously. Trying to keep themselves away from any potential vantage points. But the Vampires are managing to get themselves at least secured towards the southern side. +18 still having to make quite a bit of a trek, as you can see them now rotating up down in that southwestern edge. But of course the blue zone doing its thing, especially as we head into those later stages. It is going to get quite devastating. I think Clear Vision also taking a good approach. Just going to be chilling on that southeastern side of zone. Not going to be looking to risk any potential opportunity here. But up in Savoni, things are going to get really, really sweaty. Well, let's see now as the zone does shift even further up towards the north. Now taking even more of that playable area with it. So this is not making the situation easier for any of our surviving teams. Even Black Hand feeling a little bit of that heat, a little bit of that pressure as they are now up towards the far northern coast. And essentially getting reduced down to 3. You can see Koa and Plaza now opting out into the drink as Mazzaro gets confirmed. Not quite sure if Koa is going to be able to get themselves out of this one. Unab also going to be flinging themselves out of things over here and there. Rex getting found there from Wave. XENON trying to find a bit of continuation, pushing through. They've now put a bit of a pause on that assault over on towards the World of Battle, but instead the World of Battle are going to be focusing in on Smash and Hand out in the drink. Falcons yet to make their re-entry into this next zone. Smash with a good play over on towards Ra'ad. Very surprising angle being held here by them. Let's see for how much longer Black Hand are going to be able to survive. As the World of Battle are definitely looking to capitalize on this opportunity. Arif is down. Plaza diving down. And the end could be very close now for Black Hand. Clear Vision also experiencing a little bit of difficulty over on towards that southern edge of zone. It does seem like Koa not done just yet. Ooh, Krona. Very persistent with the sprays here. Just needs that one headshot, and that, of course, is going to be the end of Black Hand as they fall in 15th. Greedy taking a very quiet position over on towards that far eastern side of zone. Decent spread coming through. As you can see also then the Falcons going to be pushing through the south. Let's see what this next shift is going to be bringing in. Is it going to go north? Ooh, no. Actually, it pulls over towards the east. All right, so it now fully centers up onto Savoni. Now, this is the opportunity, actually, for the World of Battle and the Vampires to try and show a little bit of that more aggressive play. Clear Vision having a slightly blessed spot right here on the edge. You can see it just barely being within the zone. So they are probably going to look to capitalize on the opportunity, or maybe use that as a bit of coverage to get themselves secured moving through this phase. Falcon's going to be looking to do a very similar approach. Oh. But a slightly staggered push coming through from Clear Vision. They've sent out 2 of their players. Now comes the rest. There's going to be one shot, and Van Kid getting caught out in the open. And Van and Vito having to try and patch up the team back again. Oh, nice nade here from Gary Boy. XENON definitely holding on to a very advantageous position here as they do find one more from +18. Now it's down to Nagato. Oh, Gary Boy, you gotta reload. +18 in the meanwhile will get ended. They'll have to settle for 14th position. Clear Vision still feeling a lot of the pressure come through here, as you can see them now trying quite hard to get themselves back on their feet. Arab Golden and the Falcons now finding themselves in a bit of a situation, but it's going to be the Falcons swooping through, looking to pitch up quite aggressively as they do find QTEL. Down they go. It's now down to Hazem and Mason to keep the dream alive. Falcons again coming through with a very aggressive push. Very relentless as usual. And there they go. Arab Golden now finding themselves on quite a bit of a troubling position here. But they're not exactly cleared from any pressures just yet. Right, you still have Mason holding nice and steady, but as you can see, Virtual also finding their share of the chaos. Oh, Castle Black also running into a few issues here. But Greedy, very similar position. NASA, oh, down they go as SAFG comes through clutch, and that is Ed Greedy getting sent back empty-handed. A great opportunity now for the Vampires to still try and capitalize. Beautiful angle over on towards Castle Black there. But this position not allowing them very great vantage points towards the northern side, right? That is, of course, where we find the World of Battle. And XENON looking back over on towards that western side is going to be RUKH, Virtual Gaming Squad, and the Falcons. But Virtual Gaming now looking to get quite aggressive. Axa with a quick response over on towards Hulk. Let's see what RUKH is going to look to do here. Great opportunity available to them. Instead, it looks like they are going to be focusing their efforts on that zone positioning. Instead, they do find Axa, and that is it. Falcons going up in a poof of smoke. Getting turned to dust, out with 5 eliminations. Virtual Gaming Squad trying everything they could, only finding themselves those 7 eliminations. Still a very valiant effort and still managing to find themselves a few placement points. But of course, if we look back in towards the zone, right? Castle Black still going to be hiding on the edge of zone. RUKH having to cover quite a bit of ground to get themselves properly and decently secured into this next phase. But this is now that opportunity for the World of Battle, XENON and the Vampires to just lock in quite a bit of a dominating performance here. So Castle Black, they know what they got to do. They know that they have to try and secure themselves a bit of a foothold, a bit of an angle, a bit of a play moving forward. Ooh, they are in dire need of points, but now it's going to be RUKH. Ooh, bumping heads with XENON. Vivo with a beautiful play, but unfortunately not finding that follow through. The nade. This could be it from Lazy Boy. Oh. Ooh. Alright, not quite yet. Quite a bit of utility usage coming from Lazy as they are trying to fend off any potential threats here from Vivo. Oh, good bounce. Good bounce. Is it going to find anything? No. Both teams now just trying to work out exactly the angle they need to take, and instead it is going to be Van Kid from Clear Vision to find Fevo and end the run. That is RUKH out with 7 eliminations. Thanks, boys. Still XENON having a bit of an opportunity, bit of a chance here. It's all, of course, now down to Lazy Boy. But that nade coming through the window could maybe bring in a bit of an upset now that HP bar has started to drop. One shot again. Trying to clear the pathway, so very good. Oh, Angle's being held here, but it's going to be Arthur from the World of Battle instead. XENON getting sent out in 6th place with 6 eliminations to their name as we load the next bit of aggression to come through. Of course, the teams getting ready for that final push. The World of Battle keeping a very close eye on the edge. Now still having quite a bit of a favorable setup moving through this phase. This is the opportunity to try and lock it in. Clear Vision, though, are not going to be backing off. Instead, they are going to be trying to find a bit of an alternative way to get themselves secured into this next phase. Ooh, great angle there. One shot getting dropped. Now it's Vito and VanKid having to move in to try and save their teammate, as the blue zone is going to start to close on through very, very soon. So the timer is ticking. Knight still holding steady for the side of Smash. All the way up towards the north. Castle Black going to be utilizing the available opportunity. A little bit of tranquility, a little bit of an opportunity, right? Not a lot of pressure currently being applied to them. So they can actually look to just creep even closer to Savoni. Oh, but we can't say the same here for Vito. The Vampires now just trying to lock it down. A quick rush coming through. Hazard, unfortunately, getting traded, but a quick play onto one shot. As Castle Black looks to sneak in with a third-party opportunity. VanKid still holding steady here. Yeah, Castle clear rather. They've definitely been cooking up quite a bit of a storm. Gotta commend them for the effort so far. I mean, they finished in the top 5 in match 1, top 4, match 3. Let's see where they'll reach in this one. So far, great consistency coming through from Clear Vision. Again, at least making it up into the top 5. Castle Black still presented with a golden opportunity here. Still have that full squad up. They got full possession of the eastern half of zone, as the rest of the lobby is pretty focused on towards this western side. Oh, Knight. A very risky rotation, but they're gonna have to do what they need to try and do to get themselves up in towards this next phase. Gonna be looking to play for that late game, and well, we are essentially already in that as we are about to find ourselves in that 7th stage. And if the zone is going to be shifting over towards the eastern side, that is going to be spelling quite a bit of trouble now for the rest of the lobby. Yeah, Blind, I think it's going to be a very, very similar thing to that. The teams are going to be trying everything that they have, or everything that they are willing to expose. Rather, let's put it that way. Try and get themselves in some good positions coming into tomorrow. In the World of Battle, already sitting pretty well situated within the league, the overall league standings, and this phase. Ooh. They are going to be trying to end on a very respectable note, regardless, right? Good effort being brought in there by Knight as well. As you know, Smash still making a bit of a push for the top 16 on the overall standings. So far within the phase, things are looking pretty decent for them. Ooh! But with a play like that coming through from Arthur, it does prove to be quite challenging, right? Smash at least, though, finding themselves a decent serving of placement points with those 3 eliminations. But the zone has, in fact, shifted over on towards that more eastern end, right? Slight shift down towards the southeast. We got FM joining us in the chat as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Right, let's see now. Who's going to be the team to reign supreme here? We got a 2v2v2. Castle Black having the numbers advantage. They've been purged over on towards this eastern side for the longest time. But I think it's going to come down to Vampires and Clear Vision to decide who's going to be the next potential team to fall. As the World of Battle have put a little bit of effort in ensuring that they are a little bit more distant. Right, but Clear Vision, they've been doing pretty well. 3 eliminations up. Vampires up to 6. The Vampires, they've been having 2 very successful matches, at least so far today. I mean, even if you look at what they've been doing in match number 3, they were able to still secure themselves 3 eliminations. Fortunately, not having the opportunity for any placement points, but this time around, they will have exactly that. Let's see just exactly how many placement points, though. Ooh, Kalua coming up. Oh, no! Down they go. One shot and VanKid. Gonna be on a heavy defensive streak. Great nade, though, coming through from VanKid as they end it right there for the Vampires. Down and out. 6 eliminations up. World of Battle up to 9. Clear Vision and Castle Black collectively sitting on 9. Castle sitting on 4. Clear sitting on 5. But Castle Black still holding on to a slight advantage here. They've got the numbers, but let's see whether or not they can utilize these numbers. As they've been doing enough to keep themselves very, very close. Ooh, to that top 16 on the overall standings. But so far for the phase, they've not been having all that much luck. Let's see if they can look to turn that around here. At this current point in time, no team really having an advantage here. Oof. Yep, also Black now experiencing that knock does bring this entire lobby back onto even footing. It's a 2v2v2. But the World of Battle taking a little bit more of a spread out approach. We are within that 9th stage, so the blue zone is going to close on forward. Ooh, we got a few vehicles now coming into play. Ahmed, gotta watch out. Yep. There we go. Down it is. Now, solely relying on Faker to see whether or not they can find what they need to do. Oh, there we go. Come on. Almost there. One more hit. That is all that all the battle need. Oh! It's now up to Arthur, and Arthur secures the finish. That is it. Clear Vision will fall. And it is, of course, the World of Battle to step up and claim themselves the winner chicken dinner. Doing so with double-digit eliminations under their belt. Very strong effort coming through here from the World of Battle, but of course, no surprise. They are one of our top performing teams. This now is their 5th winner chicken dinner on Erangel, the 2nd highest chicken count. It's a very well-deserved victory, and of course 24-35. Some very aggressive angles being held here by the World of Battle. But, I mean, they keep that responsibility up, right? as I've mentioned, right, 5 winner-winner chicken dinners already coming through to the World of Battle, and that does put them on a grand total of 190 points. So a very, very strong effort coming through there from them, of course. And, well, yeah, Falcons, well, they tried, right? They tried, but unfortunately weren't exactly able to secure themselves any placement points. They did at least find quite a few eliminations along the way, but as we know, you're going to pair at night, right? The eliminations, the bonus, and the placement points, they just go together so well. Speaking of which, we are going to be taking a look at those highlights, so let's enjoy them, and we'll be right back. Well, there we go. There we have it. Some very, very exciting highlights indeed coming through from that. But of course, now it is about that time for us to take a look at a bit of a breakdown as to what we saw happening in our very last Erangel on Erangel Day, right? Of course, curious to see exactly what those point situation is. But I think more importantly, we want to see exactly how much damage our respective teams were able to cause here. Because, I mean, the World of Battle, they were excessively active in this last match, so I do suspect that we are going to be looking at quite a few heavy leading damage graphs. Of course, speaking of which, we are going to be jumping into that. As you can see, 24-35 coming through from the World of Battle, resulting in those 11 eliminations. But a very even spread then coming through between XENON, RUKH, and Clear Vision, right? 1,400 for XENON and RUKH, but Clear Vision just taking it that extra step further, securing themselves out 8 eliminations rather out of 1692. Falcons, again, doing what they needed to, but unfortunately not going to be making it up into that late stage, right? The only thing that they had to capitalize on for this phase, or this match at least, was going to be those 5 points coming through from the eliminations. Unfortunately, not finding themselves any placement points, but it is inevitable. It happens, you know, it's just one of those things that comes through. But of course, now we got to take a look and see how all of that translates, right? How does all of this impact our overall standings? Because first up, we got to take a look at our match points, right? It is going to be a lovely 21 points going over to the side of the World of Battle. 14 coming through for Clear Vision, 8 of which has come through as a result of the eliminations. You can see RUKH and Virtual Gaming Squad all the way down in 6th and 7th place. Both teams with exactly the same points coming through for this game. Clear on fire, yes. They have been very, very consistent for their past 3 matches, at least finishing within the top 5 for all 3 of them. Now, speaking about consistency, well, we consistently need to take a look at that second page. It is going to be Greedy, Wave, Black Hand, and Mo finding themselves going back without any points. It is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, Wave and Mo, as well as Greedy, 3 teams from Group A going back with nothing. Falcons, the only team from Group A, finding themselves points, coming through with only 5. So a very, very tough run here for Group A, but as we know, we still have one more match to go. So that is going to be now the final match for Group B, C, D, and E to show us what they can bring on through. Now, based on the performance that we saw come through from this last match, we actually did see RUKH moving up a position with regards to those standings, right? Climbing up in towards 2nd place. We also did see the players there from the World of Battle taking a 2-slot jump all the way up in towards 4th place. Now, as a result, RUKH Esports, they've moved down 1, right? So they're now situated in 3rd place. We've also seen the players from Greedy take a bit of a shift down into 6th position. But another interesting thing that we have is we've got 4 squads, actually, with 3 winner chicken dinners under their belt for this phase so far. Speaking about the World of Battle, they are going to be locked in on a pretty impressive performance. As you can see, Arthur picking up 1,200 and 45 damage. Now that is quite the immense play coming through from them, and I mean, this has been so fruitful for the side of World of Battle that they've been able to lock in the most placement points, not only for the day but also for the phase. They are currently sitting on 57 total placement points, so great bit of consistency coming through here from the World of Battle, and I think it is going to go a pretty long way. Of course, that winner chicken dinner does go quite a bit of it does add rather to the whole situation here. So I'm curious to see what the approach is going to be for our last match. As we know, 77K team, as well as Jack Digger, RUKH Esports, and Special Esports are going to be joining us for that final match. Speaking of which, let's take a look here at Virtual Gaming Squad. So far for the day, things have been looking quite interesting on their end. They were only able to secure themselves a grand total of 11 points, which is surprising, because they found 7 eliminations just in this last match. So it means up until this last game, they had, well, not a lot of points really to work with. As you can see, great contribution coming through here from both Amjid, Hulk, Mosta, and Fares, with them sharing the responsibility, trying to lock in as strong as a performance as they possibly could. But so far, the day has been proving to be quite challenging, especially looking at the side there of Virtual Gaming Squad. Now, with regards to their positioning on the leaderboard, you know, things are looking slightly different as they are situated all the way in 9th place. Now, speaking about teams and positioning, we are going to be taking a look at XENON as well. As we know, they are currently 7th overall for the day, 23 points to their name. 6 of those 23 points coming through just in this last match. They've been able to secure themselves 14 eliminations in total so far for the day. And of course, as we know, they are going to be pushing into this final game to show us exactly what they'll be able to bring on through. So it's all going to boil down to the last bit of Sanhok, right? The last rumble in the jungle to see where these teams are going to be ending up today. And of course, well, if that is going to allow them a bit of an opportunity moving towards tomorrow. Because tomorrow, we are going to be essentially concluding the fight for the top 12. As we know, that bonus map is going to be available. And based on the current standings, I think it is going to be between Smash, the Vampires, Blackhand, Special Esports, as well as Superpower to contest for that 12th position. Luca asking, do I think playing safe and avoiding fights works with the latest point system? No. Playing safe doesn't work, right? You need to be active, otherwise you're not going to be able to capitalize on anything, right? You do get awarded up for aggression with regards to this new point system, so I think that is going to be the key to success here, right? The more aggressive the teams can get, the more proactive they are, I think the better chance they will have in making it, well, having a lot more of a successful run proceeding through the action here. I'm just trying to ensure that we are also very up to date with what exactly is cooking with regards to these games. But in the meanwhile, while we wait, it's going to be a little bit fast, but it's fine. Let's hop in and take a look at it. As we can see, that flight path now just making its way on through. We did have a little bit of a buffer like this, so just ensuring that we are 100% up to date. But there we have it. Now we wait to see what that zone is going to be bringing on through. But yeah, Luca, as I said, playing it safe, avoiding fights, all that is going to result in is an unhappy performance for the team. Right, this new point system kind of enforces that the teams get aggressive, that the teams get out there, they be proactive, and look to alleviate a lot of the pressures being posed by the opposing teams, right? So I think that is essentially the approach here. Of course, speaking about approaches, it is going to be Arab Golden and PLUSEIGHTEEN taking a slightly different approach as both teams drop down into ruins. It's been a minute since we've seen a hot drop. We also have Jack Digger and Smash with a bit of a hot drop right there towards the eastern side of that northern bridge. And of course, speaking of zones, it is going to be situated right over to Trifecta. So Jack Digger going to be the first team to lose a player. And let's see what PLUSEIGHTEEN and Arab Golden are going to be bringing through here. Ooh, nice. QTEL getting ready to show us what Arab Golden can bring in. Nice, there we go. I like this teamwork coming through here. Moving up as a unit, but of course, you gotta find those sprays though. Nice! Hazem. A little bit too close for comfort, but at least they were still able to take down PLUSEIGHTEEN. Could have gone horribly wrong here for Arab Golden. But a great strat, though, great play. And of course, well, they are in a position where they are finding themselves with 4 eliminations. Now the World of Battle, they heard the noise. Now they're going to come in to inspect. They can see if they can maybe find a bit of a third-party opportunity, a bit of a third-party play. It doesn't seem like it is going to be up for grabs just yet. Alright, there's also a bit of a potential play over on towards Bootcamp, with the players coming through from Superpower. Knocking on the door. Got a virtual gaming squad currently occupying that space. Of course, RUKH Esports also moving up towards those hills. Oof, and this is exactly the point I was talking about. So let's see if RUKH Esports are going to be looking to claim the top. Well, that is definitely what they are aiming to do, but it's going to be quite a bit of a defensive play now from Berlin. Finding one, finding two! Uh-oh. Talk about an upset. That is exactly what Berlin brought to the table. Now, default is down as well, so RUKH Esports down to 1. It's all now solely reliant on Rami. Let's see if they'll be able to survive. Alphology cooking up the nade. Oh, that could be the reach. That could be it. Rami, beautiful read on that nade, but up comes Berlin. Oh, yeah, and it is done. Unab landing the finishing blow, and that is RUKH Esports. I mean, it looked a little bit hopeful, but unfortunately, it didn't pan out quite the way they would have wanted to. Now it's going to be Virtual Gaming Squad looking to capitalize back on towards the players here from Superpower. So interesting how things continuously keep evolving, right? Team moves up, gets the jump, and then they get jumped upon. This is Trifecta, so we've got Virtual Gaming Squad and 77k looking to find Superpower from several different angles. I'm not quite sure if Superpower is going to be able to defend on so many fronts. So far, it seems like there are even more teams now looking to get involved in the action here. We got Jack Digger situated just towards the north. So we get Jack Digger, Superpower, 77k, Virtual Gaming Squad, Castle Black, Special Esports, Arab Golden, the World of Battle, all in very close proximity to each other. And the rest of the lobby still on those outlying regions. But let's see as the World of Battle tries to make the dash. Muhammad getting stopped in their tracks. It's now down to Neutron and Hazem. At least for the side here of Arab. To see what response they can come up with. Right, Krona. Nice bit of consistent push. Right, trying to see if they can spot Neutron. So far, the World of Battle reading out several points, and this is now going to be that final jump, that final push. Oh, there we go. Nice. Arab Golden at least finding themselves those 4 eliminations. There's still a valiant effort being brought through, but now World of Battle, they too will be sitting with 4 eliminations under their belt. But how are they going to be looking to play through this next zone? As you can see, quite a bit of an interesting setup around them. Right, Raad, Clear Vision, yet to relocate back in towards the zone. But this opens up quite a bit of contention in towards that center zone. Black Hand, though, they are going to be locking into the mountains. A position which they seem to prefer. We've seen them rotate up into that particular spot. several times before. But I think it's all going to be reliant on what the zone shift is going to be bringing through. Ooh, there we go. All right. Well, it's not really shifting in favor of anyone in particular, right? Jack Digger are going to be feeling quite a bit of heat as they do find themselves smack dab center zone. But again, those compounds that they are currently occupying is not necessarily prime real estate. So there's still a bit of an opportunity there for them. In the meanwhile, the World of Battle, instead of backing out of this position, they seem pretty committed to try and push through 77k, which I don't really understand because they do have their backs quite open, right? So there's a big opportunity for the World of Battle instead to rotate to the west instead of, focusing in on this western side. Unfortunately, at least for the World of Battle, it is not going to be necessarily the play that they would have wanted, but 77k, they're going to be smiling as they now sit with 5 eliminations under their belt. Meanwhile, down south is going to be special. Also now looking to find their share of the carnage. Oh, Broly. Beautiful jump shots, and that is going to be it. 77k losing their first. But now is this the opportunity for Special Esports to look to return the favor onto the players there from 77k? Well, we'll find out soon. Meanwhile, it is going to be Virtual Gaming Squad and Clear Vision now fighting for possession of the Bootcamp Hills, as Virtual Gaming Squad have decided to push further down south. You can see Clear Vision. Slow, steady creep now, having a bit of elevation, a bit of advantage. Bit of high ground to try and play off of. Ooh, that reach coming through. Not quite making the window. Regardless of that, Clear Vision are going to be looking to dial up the heat. They look to find the plays on towards Virtual. There we go. The angles are secured. Now it's down to Amjid. And, well, down they go. Yep. Clear Vision securing themselves a victorious push. That is going to be 3 eliminations secured. Virtual getting sent out with 4. Just falling shy of those placement points. But Virtual not exactly in the clear just yet. We still see the players here from Castle Black hanging in the wing. Looking for a bit of an opportunity, bit of a potential third-party play. We could also see a little bit of action coming through between XENON and Blackhand. 77k. Also keeping it nice and quiet over towards the west. Ra'ad eventually making it up onto the edge of zone. They've been quite busy trying to rotate themselves into a little bit more of a favorable setup here. But let's see where the zone is going to be taking us next. And who could be the team blessed with a bit of a zone possession here? Ooh, alright, so it is going to be smack dab center zone. I think Ra'ad are probably going to go for those compounds we can see just over towards the eastern side of the bridge. Essentially on the opposite end of XENON. Either there, or they could be looking to rotate down into Bootcamp. Does seem like Clear Vision are going to be pushing straight up into that western bootcamp positioning itself. I think this could be a great setup for them. But of course, still a little bit of difficulty to defend that bootcamp, seeing that they don't have clear lines of sight over towards that eastern side. But fortunately, from what we can see, they don't necessarily have to be too concerned about that. Smash could be finding a little bit of Jack off in the distance. Menas and Perks playing a very dangerous game. So exposed out in those windows. We've got XENON, Blackhand, Smash, Jack, and 77k all now converging over on towards this western island. Does seem like Special are also going to be opting for that exact same positioning. Meanwhile, we still have RUKH, Clear Vision, Superpower, Vampires, and Castle Black over on towards the east. It's a beautiful spread now between the east and west. But which side of the waterway is this next phase going to be favoring? Because if it moves east, teams on this western front are going to have a pretty tough time rotating up. We are going to be seeing quite a few casualties resulting from that. They're not going for an interesting approach though. I think they are trying to ensure that they have a safe rotation regardless of what this next phase brings through. FALCONS Special Esports. Again, Blackhand. Nice bit of a scouting position there by Storm. But now it's going to be all is going to be revealed rather as the zone is getting ready to pop. 77k just warding off the push coming through there from Brody as they've been scouting out a bit of a position, looking to see if they can find a spot to rotate up in towards next. But now that zone, ooh, yeah, it is going to stay on the west. So Clear Vision, they're going to have to act really quickly if they are going to try to push across the way. Hazard now going to be tanking quite a bit of that blue. Do they have any meds? Not even going to try and heal up. Oh, that's a bit late. No, goodbye, Hazard. Yep, there we go. Vampires are down and done after going 11th. Hazard having a little bit of an oopsie there. Not managing to get that med in on time. Superpower, they need to move up, otherwise they're going to find themselves in a very similar position. Now it's going to be RUKH focusing in on Castle Black. Ahmed getting spotted up on the hill. Faker already getting dropped down. SAFG also just riding on the ridge. I like the aggression being shown here by Fivo. Getting right up close and personal, trying to send a few utilities across. Ooh, up comes again as well, but the blue zone is going to help them along. SAFG is down. RUKH need to be very quick about this. Ahmed instead is going to be looking to just get themselves out of that pressure position. I think the best play here for RUKH would be to just dip down into the drink, fly over the edge of this cliff, and just see how far they can maybe just hurdle themselves into the water. Of course, you got to watch out for those boulders. Oh, nice. Beautiful play onto one shot. Great awareness coming through here from RUKH. Clear Vision returning the favor. Vito with a no scope. Hitting that with iron sights. Not even ADSing. No, it is going to be RUKH. Oof. Still having to fend off the push coming through here from Ahmed. Oh, there we go. Easy claps. Reno gets the job done. And that is yet another team down. As we are left with only 9 surviving squads. RUKH going to be feeling quite a bit of heat. It is now up to Reno and Fivo. Ooh, down in the drink it is. I think that is going to be the safer option to try and play for. Meanwhile, it does seem like Clear Vision could potentially get a little bit distracted with the angles being held there by Smash. But Vankid, Vito, now, they don't have much of a choice, right? They're going to have to regroup all the way down towards one shot. I think for RUKH, this is going to be a little bit problematic. They won't have a very easy way to rotate up. Instead, they're going to have to surface for a little bit of air. Oh, Reno. So close. Great consistency being shown here by Vito. Now it's going to be Fivo just bobbing around. But that RUKH coming in clutch then for Raad. 77k now just patiently waiting down on towards the southwestern side of zone. Jack Digger, Black Hand, yet to rotate up. Smash going to be locked in on smack dab center zone, at least for the time being. But they are going to get contested. They will get tested as well to see whether or not they will be deemed worthy. So far, things looking pretty exciting as they are turning quite a bit of their focus over on towards XENON. 77k now trying to find Black Hand here. Oh! Mozaro trying to make the run for the water. But they will get denied access to it. Now comes the cleanup crew. Yes, sir. So all that is left now for Black Hand is Koa all the way up to the north. So a very, very separated bush. But maybe there could still be some hope. Oh, yeah, superpower. Down, down, down. The hits follow through. Clear Vision are trying to clear out 77k. Vision and Black Hand, our predicted victors for this match. But who's going to be the one to take it? Raad going to be the next team to fall. Black Hand going to be hot on their heels though. So, only 2 of our predicted teams still alive. XENON going to get quite battered up towards the northern side. Senke, not quite sure how they're going to be able to survive this one. But fortunately for them, they do have a slight little bit of a ridge to hide behind. Vito and the rest of Clear Vision also going to start to expand their reach as they move through from that southern side. A good grouping coming through on their end. I see them now pretty determined to play that slightly spread out approach. Covering quite a bit of ground, several angles as well. Not quite sure how 77k are going to get themselves out of this one. The only way forward is going to be either through the blue or, well, through the lobby. And that is exactly how they will leave here. Jack Digger feeling that heat as well as Danzona tries to make the push. 77k getting sent away with 7 elims up. Danzo now the last hope here for the side of Jack Digger. Let's see if Danzo can survive this. Oof, that blue not going to be kind. I'm not quite sure they do possess the correct amount of meds. Stand up against the damage the blue zone is going to be throwing their way. Danzo now going to try and find that last ditch effort, but essentially down they go just before the molly reaches in. Right now it is going to be Smash, XENON and Clear Vision. Well, it was. It's now only Clear and Smash. Essentially a 4v4 showdown to see who's going to be locking in the very last winner with a chicken dinner. Available here in day number 4. Our second last Sanhok for this entire league stage. The last Sanhok is of course going to be played tomorrow. So let's see who's going to be the one to clutch it out. Clear Vision already on 13 eliminations. 10 more than Smash. So far, it seems like the zone, the position is definitely favoring Clear Vision. Oh, Arif trying to make the last ditch play, and unfortunately, it's going to be Clear Vision to reign supreme to take them down. And with that, secure themselves that lovely winner chicken dinner. Of course, Clear Vision securing their very first winner chicken dinner on the map of Sanhok. So what a performance, and doing so with quite an impressive tally. Was coming through on 17. Yes, 17 eliminations. I mean, that is quite the way to show off, right? To get your first winner chicken dinner and to finish with such a performance. I mean, a very, very respectable play coming through there from Clear Vision. I mean, and they've also been slowly building up their approach here today, right? They've been consistent within the top 5 for the previous 3 matches that they played. Now, coming to their last match of the day, they do step up and they do secure themselves that winner chicken dinner. But let's relive a few of these amazing moments. Well, very exciting match yet again coming through, and of course, Sanhok never disappoints. The teams continue to try and push, and of course, that was our second to last Sanhok. So we've only got one more left. One more, that's it, right? So we've got 2 Erangels, 2 Miramars, and 1 Sanhok left to go. And that is all going to come through tomorrow. But these teams, they've been working so hard here today. But you got to give mad respect going out to the side there of Clear Vision. Of course, as I mentioned before, securing their very first winner chicken dinner for this entire league right here over on the map of Sanhok. So, I mean, might as well just wait until day number 4, right? The second last day of action, the second last opportunity to get the job done. Doing so in beautiful fashion, of course, coming through on 2741 with regards to damage. An absolute immense amount of carnage that they've been able to cause in this last game. Gotta love it though. As you can see, 77k hand, Virtual Gaming Squad, and Superpower. Well, they tried. They tried. At least finding themselves 1100, at least then going for the side of Superpower, Virtual, and Hand. But 77k managing to lock in that 1600 damage. So very exciting performance coming through here. But we got to see what the result is, right? We got to take a look at those match points to see exactly where the teams find themselves. Now, speaking of which, here we have it. It is going to be Clear Vision walking away on 27 points. It is then 77k on 10 points. Smash on 9. And then we move a little bit further on down. Superpower, of course, just capitalizing on the eliminations. They're finding themselves 5. And that is all the points they have. Virtual, the World of Battle, Arab Golden, all locking in 4 eliminations apiece. With Special and Castle walking away with their elimination either end. Vampires, RUKH, and +18. Unfortunately, not going to be finding themselves within points territory or placement points. So it's unfortunate, but that is just the way the cookie crumbles. But now comes the big question, right? How does this impact our overall standings, and who's going to be the team standing the highest chance to ensure that they are going to be finishing within that top 12 come tomorrow? Of course, let's take a look at the leaderboard, right? This is for the phase. So Falcons up into 158 points. So no change with regards to our top 3. Falcons, RUKH Esports still the same place. We do see XENON now jumping up 1 position up into 4th place. Clear Vision jumping up 1 slot all the way into 6th place. But the World of Battle still holding on to the most placement points. You can see 57 rather. Falcons leading with the aggression on 108. And then as we take a look a little bit further down, we do see the players there from Black Hand also then jumping up into 11th. So tomorrow there's going to be quite a bit of heat looking to defend for the top 12, right? For the privilege to make it over into Livik. As you can see, things are still very, very contentious across the board there. I mean, the gap that we have between, well, 9th place and all the way down to 15th, that all can change quite easily in tomorrow's matches, right? One good performance coming through from either of those teams, be it the players from Virtual Gaming Squad, Smash, Blackhand, Vampires, Special, Superpower, 77k, all of them have the opportunity tomorrow to still solidify themselves a position within the top 12, at least for the phase. So it is going to be an absolute insane play. And yes, as Blind is saying, then also the difference between 2nd and 6th place, only 8 points. So again, there's several points of contention coming through into tomorrow's games to see who's going to be the ones to walk away with that top position. In the meanwhile, it is going to be our MVP for the day, none other than VanKid, coming through with 15 eliminations and 27-91. Very heavy hand. Quite a bit of aggression being shown here by them, but you got to love all the action, the carnage, the mayhem that VanKid has been bringing to the battlefield. Now, as we know, tomorrow, the last day, right? The last day of league stage, the last day of this phase as well. The last opportunity for the teams to cram in as many points as they can. So you got to be 100% sure that tomorrow is going to be an absolutely insane day, right? Because it is going to be our last Sanhok, our last 2 Erangels, our last 2 Miramars, and of course, our last opportunity to get those bonus points, to get over into LUKH, to get even more points, but it is also then going to be a double dose of bonus points getting dealt. So there's so much to look forward to, so be sure that you don't miss out on any of the action. Of course, our top 16 will be revealed tomorrow as well, so there is quite a bit of pressure riding on the shoulders of these teams. And of course, well, with regards to the situation of top 12, or top 16 rather, there's a tie for 16th and 17th position. That is Castle Black and Superpower, both teams tied on 224 points rather. So there's still quite a bit of an opportunity for anyone to bring in the upset. And of course, anything from 14th position all the way down to 18th. Again, no certainty there. There's only 8 points separating those 5 slots. So that's 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, and 18th. All of that can, of course, still change up tomorrow. So there is going to be a lot of heat coming through here. But, well, there's only going to be one way for us to find out exactly what these teams are going to be bringing through and who will be not only our top 12 to make it into LUKH, but also who will be our top 16 moving through into the finals. So on that, be sure to join us back again for all the crazy, insane action that PUBG Mobile Pro League Africa Fall 2023 has to deliver. Until then, stay fresh, stay frosty. We'll see you all back again later.